System activated. Get ready. The mightiest ultimate tycoon system is online. Congratulations, you just scored today's sweet random reward, a cool 1 million nether tokens. Your current balance, a casual 9.75 trillion tokens. Yeah, that's a lot of zeros. Your first mission, spend at least 100,000 nether tokens. So far, you've spent exactly 0. Our guy groans awake, stretching like he just pulled an all-nighter grinding. This is Yulin. And get this, 3 years ago, he died and came back to life. Ever since then, he's had this ultimate tycoon system pop up every day. He heads to the bathroom, casually telling the system to close, and it just does it. Looking in the mirror, splashing water on his face, he's thinking, a second chance at life plus a system. That's basically the cheat code, right? But, plot twist, there's a massive catch. He literally has to die to use any of those sweet, sweet nether tokens. You cannot spend them in the land of the living. And yeah, 9 trillion tokens sounds amazing, but Yulin is absolutely not trying to game over again. Suddenly, splat, a drop of blood hits the sink. Whoa, his eyes flash this creepy red as the blood starts bubbling. What the heck? He yells, watching his own blood bubbling out of the mirror. Then, written in that same gross blood on the wall, congratulations, you have the opportunity to join the 5th closed beta test of Global Menace. The dungeon will start in 15 hours, 59 minutes, 59 seconds. What in the world is this? Yulin asks, totally confused. He checks out the bloody writing. Nope, definitely is not his ultimate tycoon system. He touches the blood and it feels weird. It kind of feels like, bam. A horrific image flashes through his mind. It feels like something is summoning me. Dude needs to chill. He examines the blood on his finger again. It's gross, cold, eerie. He pauses. It feels fatal, but also kind of familiar. Okay, stay calm. Calm down, he tells himself. The game starts at 12 a.m. tomorrow. He's thinking, okay, it says 5th closed beta test, so this thing has been around for a while. He's got to figure this out. There has to be info online. I just need to know what this Global Menace even is first. He hops on his computer and types Global Menace into the search bar. And oh boy, the results are not good. The headlines are grim. Mysterious deaths, serial killers. Lin Yu is just like, what in the actual... He finds a post confirming Global Menace is real and a ton of weird incidents are linked to players. The government even established an agency to investigate these sketchy stuff. Okay, so here's the game lowdown. The people selected get tossed into dungeons packed with vicious ghosts. Break any rules inside and you're toast. But if you survive, you score tons of treasure and awesome perks. Yulin puts the pieces together. If there are ghosts in the game, maybe there are real ghosts out here too. Joining this beta test could be clutch if I can learn how to fight them beforehand. Plus, he's got the system. I've got a much better shot at surviving with this. Maybe the nether token thing is even connected to this messed up game. His final thought, at the end of the day, it's just me. If I want to survive, I gotta grab every chance I get. So, Lin Yu preps hard with the time he has left. When the clock hits 0, boom, a portal rips open. Here we go, he thinks. He plunges through, crashing into the game interface, and the not-so-friendly welcome message, welcome to Global Menace. Dungeon title, Underworld Inn. Task simple but terrifying. Work hard and survive for 2 days. Players currently inside 6. Yulin lands with a thud on some old cobbled street. He stands up, looking determined. So this is the Underworld Inn? Other players start popping in around him. They all look scared and confused. One guy's like, where are we? They're a mixed bag from a huge burly dude to a young schoolgirl. Yulin mentally tags them, okay, these are the other players. The big guy breaks the awkward silence. Looks like you're all noobs, except me. A woman with lavender hair looks impressed. Oh, this isn't your first rodeo, sir. The rugged dude nods. Exactly. I was in the 4th beta. I do this every 2 weeks. This is my 5th time. Whoa, jaws drop. 5th time? The group gasps. He gives them some real talk. Seriously, don't take this lightly. I barely made it out alive each time. Newbies, your chances are tiny. Look, he shows them his scars. This is what it cost me to survive. Fear and awe hit the group hard. Ever the pragmatist, Yulin steps up. Wow, surviving that many dungeons is seriously impressive, sir. Any tips for us newbies? The veteran eyeballs Yulin. This one's got his head on straight. Maybe he's got a shot. He clears his throat. Okay, listen up. Ghosts here don't just kill randomly. As an old-timer, I've got 2 crucial tips. Everyone leans in. First, ghosts only kill rule breakers. Second, the basic rules, they're always presented super clear and simple. Yulin's brain is whirring. Okay, that matches my research from yesterday. I can trust that part. But this dude's probably holding back some vital info to use against us later. Just then, an eerie creak echoes. A door slowly opens and everyone whips their heads around looking shocked and confused. Footsteps. and a creepy figure steps out. It's an old man with a chilling smile. "Welcome to the Underworld Inn, folks," he says. This spooky old dude is like, "Hey, I'm the bookkeeper here to dish out your tasks for the boss lady." Our guy Yulin immediately gets the vibe. He's thinking, bro, this old man is so spooky, definitely giving off wrathful ghost energy. The bookkeeper keeps going, but hold up, before you get to work, let's go over the inn's rulebook real quick. Yulin's mind immediately goes to the infamous death rule in Global Menace. You know the one. The one rule you cannot break. Everyone's locked in, listening. The bookkeeper lays down the law. You gotta be dedicated, front desk, kitchen, doesn't matter. If you slack off, he warns in like the creepiest tone ever. Basically, the boss lady is gonna make your life miserable. Yulin connects the dots. The bookkeeper's looking scared. That means the boss is even more powerful. She's a ghost who clearly doesn't mess around, not even with her own staff. He explains everything here is ancient and falling apart. Scratch literally anything that's coming out of your pay or maybe your soul. And last rule, don't offend the customers. The boss won't punish you, but don't expect her to save you either if they rough you up. The bookkeeper asks if anyone has questions. Crickets. Okay, time for job assignments. First up, the big dude with the muscles, straight to the kitchen to help the cooks. Makes sense. He nods and is out of there to start his shift. 2 more get sent to clean the guest rooms. Go find Mrs. Zhang for the cleaning tools the old ghost instructs. The smart-looking one? Up to accounts you go. Wait there in my office, the bookkeeper commands. Now it's just you, Lin, and the pink-haired girl. What's left? The bookkeeper checks them out. Tender skin and good looks? Yep, they're on lobby duty, taking orders, serving food. Weird flex, but okay. He gives them the classic don't mess up speech and directs them to the lobby. The pink-haired girl is frozen stiff with fear, but Yulin, smooth operator, just grabs her hand and is like, all right, let's roll. Gotta respect the confidence. As they head in, the girl starts to introduce herself. She's from the Lee family. But Yulin cuts here there. I'll call you Lee then, and you can call me Lin, he instructs. The burly dude didn't give out his name. Better not reveal full names here. They step into the lobby, and it's dead silent. Super creepy vibes. He asks what the plan is, and Lin figures they should just hang tight and wait for customers to show up. No time for fear when your life's at stake. Then, bam, a giant footstep shakes the place. Both of them practically jump out of their skin. They're faced with a massive green creature. It notices the humans immediately. Uh-oh. Yulin is trying so hard to look cool and calm, but inside, he's trying to keep it together. Relatable. He finally manages to stammer out, please come in, sir. The ogre-looking dude stomps in, and I mean stomps. The floor is shaking, the benches are groaning. Good thing you said something, otherwise I would have mistaken you for the buffet. The ogre grumbles. Yulin lets out a sigh of relief. Looks like Global Menace is living up to its hype. There's danger in every corner. The ogre sits himself on a bench. It groans under his weight, but it holds. Yulin's anxiety level is through the roof. If it breaks, they're in big trouble. He orders some hot water, a bowl, chopsticks, and casually drops some copper coins. Money talks, I guess, even in a haunted inn. Lin's like, okay on it, but hold up. Lin glances at the copper coins on the table, and they look kind of familiar. But first things first, let's get that hot water. He looks around at all the weird, creepy dishes and stuff. Yeah, everything in this place is seriously unsettling. Not the best place for a snack break. Lee offers to lend a hand, but Lin takes the lead. Nope, he says, we cannot mess this up. And just then, the teapot? It starts talking, screaming about pain, begging to die. Okay, nope. Just, nope. This is not standard customer service. Yulin's totally freaked out, trying to keep a grip on the screaming teapot. Can you blame him? It's too hot, and probably cursed. So he drops it. Crash, it shatters all over the floor. Both Lin and Lee just stare at the broken pieces. The consequences are about to be not good. Lee, bless her heart, panics and whispers, should we hide it? Adorable, but like, how? Len's like, nice try, but no. He knows they're toast. He just sighs and accepts their fate. And wouldn't you know it, the bookkeeper materializes. He immediately starts yelling at Lin for being clumsy and breaking stuff on day one. Told you not to mess up. The bookkeeper smirks. He demands Lin pay for the teapot. Apparently it costs 50 copper coins. Since you just started working and don't have money, I'll take your right hand. The bookkeeper demands. He transforms into a monster and lunges at Lin, claws out. This escalated fast. Lee screams, obviously. But you, Lin? He's built different. He straight up says, oh yeah? Who says I can't afford it? And then he calls out to his system. System, withdraw 50,000 nether tokens. Convert all of it into copper coins. And then you hear the sweet sound of the system going ding. A golden notification pops up confirming the massive token withdrawal. The bookkeeper, he's literally stunned. What the heck? The bookkeeper stops in his tracks. Dude's totally blindsided. He actually stumbles back. He's like, whoa, hold up, What is this pure yin energy? It was even purer than the boss ladies. Then Yulin just raises his arm, and boom, out comes a string of copper coins. Rows and rows of them. He just casually asks, "Yo, is 1,000 copper coins enough?" The bookkeeper's jaw is on the floor. He's legit trembling, mind blown. He's thinking, 1,000 copper coins? That's enough to buy my life. For that amount, any ghost would be happy to get rid of him. The bookkeeper's mind is racing, and he's still got 5 threads left? This guy is no newbie. Even Lee is stunned. She's thinking, wait, the ghost is shocked by Lin? This is wild. Meanwhile, Yulin is just chilling, having an internal chuckle. Even the ghosts bow down to his ultimate tycoon system. The bookkeeper was shocked at 50,000 nether tokens. Just imagine if he found out he had trillions. Yeah, our MC is thinking his system might be even more OP than he first thought. The bookkeeper's reaction also confirms a key rule for Yulin. These ghosts are bound by the rules. They can't just murk people and steal their treasure. So Yulin just scoops up the coins from the floor. He offers them up, smooth as butter. Here, take it and keep the change, my dude. You're the bookkeeper, right? You're the money guy. The bookkeeper is visibly struggling. Yeah, but not this much money. But Yulin is firm. Keep the change. Suddenly, the system pops up. It's the task that's been hanging in there since forever. The system lays out the rules for compensation if he, breaks stuff. And then it clicks for Yulin. Wait, compensation for broken stuff counts as spending? Looks like he's finally getting somewhere. And the prize for this task is the soul purification liquor. Sounds important. Maybe the key to becoming a ghost commander and controlling ghosts. We're a bit lost here, but you go, Yulin. So, the rules are clear now. Time to speedrun these system tasks. He eyes this creepy plate with a face on it, picks it up and asks the bookkeeper, all right, how much for this cursed dinnerware? The bookkeeper is taken aback again. 100 copper coins. Without a second thought, Yulin just lets it drop. Smash. Ghostly wails echo through the room. Both Lee and the bookkeeper are horrified. Like total cringe moment for them. But Yulin, unmoved. He just says, consider that my compensation, sir, plus a little bit of extra. Think of it as a housewarming gift. The bookkeeper, despite being utterly confused, sees dollar signs. This guy is a walking gold mine. He quickly humbles himself. Oh, I'm not worthy of friendship, but I'll totally help you out whenever. Bet, Yulin says with a smile. Keep the money. Lai is just watching, looking totally respectful of this absolute mad lad. Yulin is already eyeing the next stack of items. Alright, what's next on the chopping block? Hold up. A booming voice interrupts. Please stop right there, sir. You gotta follow the rules. The voice explains if he keeps smashing stuff, they can't run a business. It's the boss lady. Gentle voice sounds kind-hearted, Yulin observes. But he's a little bummed. Guess the break everything strategy is a no-go? Okay, new plan. He dutifully turns to the customer waiting. Sorry for the wait, sir, Yulin says. He's already planning to just pay the guy off with money if he complains. But plot twist, the orc is surprisingly patient, and even apologetic. Everyone is shocked by this vibe shift. The orc is thinking, okay, that yin energy. Someone seriously powerful is behind this kid. Better not mess with him. Yulin catches on quick. He flashes a sly smile. Hey, my bad about the wait. Let me just pay for your meal as an apology. The orc's face lights up. Grateful grin activated. Sure. Yulin leans in. Yeah, order anything from the menu, my friend. The orc hesitates, then asks, can I order one portion of everything? Yulin's eyes practically sparkle. Yes, absolutely. The bookkeeper is like, okay, got it, I'll tell the cooks. But Yulin, still not impressed with the amount of spending. He drops the hammer, nah, double everything, and make sure no dish is under 30 coins. Finally, the bookkeeper tallies it up. Okay, that's 830 copper coins. How about we round it up? Yulin doesn't even hesitate. Sure, make it 1,000. He spent 60,000 nether tokens so far. Still a ways to go for that 100k goal. Lee comes over, looking a little worried about all this spending. Then, bam, an idea strikes Yulin. The ultimate big brain play. He turns to Lee. Perfect timing. I need your help. Fast forward a bit, and Lee is outside holding a sign. What does it say? Everything is free today. A little while later, the inn is basically a monster party zone. Loud laughter, good vibes. Customers are hyping Yulin up. This guy is so generous. Others are marveling at his rich yin energy of his copper coins. Some are even asking if he's single. Yulin is right in the middle of it, surrounded by happy customers. He raises a glass. Cheers, everyone. He even pulls Lee aside to give her some nourishing soup. What a boss. He heads to the front desk, drops off even more money. This is it, the final push. And then, system notification, goal achieved. 100,000 nether tokens spent. Rewards unlocked. He gets the cash card and the 10 bottles of soul purification liquor. Yulin is hyped. Yes, finally. The system inventory finally pops up. He sees that soul purification liquor. This is it. This is the item. He's locked in. No hesitation. He's drinking that liquor right now. Time to become a ghost commander. Soon the fragrance of the wine spreads throughout the room. It's a smell so good it's got everyone in the room sniffing like a pack of bloodhounds. Seriously, the aroma is straight up captivating. Then enter our boy Yu Lin, holding this tiny green flask. But hold up folks, this ain't your grandma's lemonade. This is pure, unadulterated yin energy so thick you could probably spread it on toast. Everyone's jaws are on the floor. What elixir is that? One demon gasps. Lin's gotta be some kind of OP hidden boss. Another one chimes in. You just know Yulin's got that smug little smirk going on, soaking in all the awe. Our MC, the absolute Chad, steps forward like he owns the place and drops the line. Here's to all of you, and the room explodes. Cheers, hollers, the whole shebang. These creatures are loving this guy. Woohoo, they scream. You love to see it. And what does our boy do? He starts chugging that green goodness like it's the last soda on earth. Instant power-up, baby. A wave of energy washes over him. Such pure and bone-chilling spiritual energy, he thinks to himself. Translation? Yep, this is the good stuff. Next thing you know, the system notifications are popping off. Plus 10 spiritual awareness. Plus 12 force. Boom. He's unlocked spiritual awareness and can finally check his stats. Level up incoming guaranteed. And our boy ain't dumb. Just sipping on that liquor gave me spiritual awareness and boosted my rank up to level 1 Ghost Commander, he realizes. Talk about a cheat code. He's feeling himself. And why wouldn't he? That soul purification liquor reward is truly top-notch, he internally gloats. You know he's right. But hold your horses, folks, the game ain't over. New quest alert. Task 2, splurge your money in progress, spend over 320,000 nether tokens in one go. The reward? 5 primo ghost contracts. That's like getting legendary loot drops just for going shopping. Yulin's already strategizing. I'm already a commander. With the primo ghost contract, I can assemble my own spectral squad. Gotta figure out a way to tackle task 2 ASAP, he contemplates. He's thinking team comp, min-maxing, the whole 9 yards. This ain't his first rodeo, even if it technically is. Meanwhile, in the background, while everyone else is busy partying, there's this orc who's clearly been hitting the think tank. He's pondering Yulin's generosity and where the heck he got that god-tier liquor. His conclusion? This dude must be some major VIP who just took some damage to the old soul. Classic isekai trope, right? It's not brown-nosing. Absolutely not. The orc internally screams in denial. He's just, reciprocating the generosity. Totally legit. So he puffs out his chest and marches over to our MC. Mr. Lin, can I treat you as a brother? Talk about aggressive friend-making. He thanks Yulin for the grub and then whips out a yin energy tool. I don't know its level, but I'll gladly offer it to you, he says, probably hoping it's enough to get in Yulin's good graces. Gotta secure that early game alliance. It's a mirror. Yulin's intrigued and the demon starts explaining its potential. Slap some yin energy in there and bam, ghost and yin energy hotspot locator. What a peculiar tool of yin energy. This mirror doesn't seem to reflect anything. Yulin muses, probably already suspecting it's more than meets the eye. And wouldn't you know it? System notification. Tool of yin energy detected, dragon soul locking mirror. The system has bonded it to you. Yulin examines the tool in his hand. It's wasted in my hands. But it could come in handy for you, the orc offers awkwardly. Absolutely, this dragon soul locking mirror is the real deal. It'll be extremely useful, he declares confidently. Our boy knows his loot. The orc is practically fanboying. He really knows his stuff. With a smooth move, our MC pulls out a spatial wormhole and stores the mirror away. Inventory management 1-1, folks. And the peanut gallery is whispering. He put it in a spatial treasure. There's no way he's some ordinary Joe. He must have come from a deeper realm, they murmur, speculating about his mysterious origins. Thinking that he's some hidden god-tier player, all the other creatures start thinking of how they can butter him up and gain his favor. Another guest steps forward, offering a treasured necklace. Yulin's floored. He just wanted to spend money by treating them to food, and now he's getting all this swag in return. I got this necklace of grudges from the ghost market. It can shield you from general-level ghost attacks and store yin energy for counterattacks. It also makes a fine accessory, the guest adds, handing him the necklace. Free defensive gear? You love to see it. Though not as advanced as the mirror, Yulin appreciates the practical value of an offensive and defensive treasure. One creature lacking tools to offer decides to infuse the necklace with some of her yin origin energy. Talk about a buff. Yulin feels the power surge within him. I feel like a river flowing with power and strength, he exclaims. He's getting stronger just by standing there. This guy's aggro is going to be huge soon. Grateful, he thanks everyone sincerely. You're more than welcome, everyone responds admiringly. They're all in his pocket now. The girl, Lin's watching this display from afar. These creatures were more smarmy than the underlings at her dad's company. Is she really in the global menace game? It's now closing time at the tavern. The bookkeeper expresses his gratitude. Mr. Lin, thanks to you, today's turnover is over 5 times higher than before. Our boy is boosting the local economy just by showing up. What a legend. Roars echo outside the establishment, and Yu Lin now understands why all the ghosts rushed off before sundown. The day shift is over for today. Come to the lobby and get ready to eat, everyone, the lady boss announces. Looks like we're about to meet the rest of the inn's spectral inhabitants. Lin wonders how the others were doing. An unexpected whoosh of energy erupts in midair. What? They exclaim, eyes wide with shock. Cliffhanger alert. Players in the dungeon now 4 is displayed in front of them. Whoa, hold up. First day in this dungeon, global menace, and already 2 people are, well, gone. Yulin says the survival rate here is absolutely brutal. Okay, deep breaths. Yulin sits down feeling super relieved he's safe for now, all thanks to those nether tokens. Dude was this close to losing an arm, so yeah, he's feeling that relief mixed with some serious chills. Thinking back, he realizes feeding those creepy ghosts earlier was the right move to keep himself alive. And thank goodness for that necklace juiced up with yin origin energy acting like a personal force field. Suddenly, the bookkeeper rolls up to the table mentioning they'll all eat together in the lobby later cause apparently that's tradition at this underworld inn. Peaceful vibes? Nah, that lasts about 2 seconds before another inn employee storms in, full aggro, yelling at the bookkeeper for being nice to a little munchkin. Then 2 more characters make a dramatic entrance. A giant woman and this tattered lady. Everyone's eyes are on them. Lee's like, yo, what happened to her? And Yulin clocks that she's not with that yellow-haired guy anymore. The tattered player is genuinely shocked that both Yulin and Lee are totally fine after whatever went down. Man, you can practically see the grimace silently on her face. With his upgraded spiritual awareness, Yulin straight up picks up on her raw envy towards her companions. He sizes her up. Nah, no threat. He knows she doesn't have the juice to actually harm him. Meanwhile, the inn employees are having a whole side quest of their own, glaring daggers at each other. The bookkeeper decides to get on his high horse. You may enjoy torturing others, but I've got merits to accumulate, he retorts. This is awkward. Then Mrs. Zhang, the housekeeper, decides to unleash her rage, turning it right onto Yulin. Why hasn't he cleared the table? She asks. Classic Karen energy much? She decides the bookkeeper is a total wimp, so she's gonna show Yulin the ropes with a little punishment. Ooh, drama. The tattered purple-haired woman actually smiles, looking forward to it, while Lee yells out in alarm. But Yulin? He just calmly picks up his cup. And boom, a circle of power pops up, totally neutralizing Mrs. Zhang's attack like it was nothing. Then the necklace hits back, unleashes a counterattack that actually makes Mrs. Zhang stumble back a few feet. You love to see it. Yulin just smiles serenely, thinking to himself that Mrs. Zhang is nowhere near the level of a ghost general. She even acknowledges the power of his Class B yin energy tool. Getting humbled right there, Mrs. Zhang just lets out a grumpy humph and plops down at the table. Yulin's already plotting though. He figures she's holding a grudge now and will probably act on it if she gets a chance. He knows he's got to do something soon before they see through his facade. He's not really strong, he's just got lots of cash. He resolves right then and there to eliminate Mrs. Zhang. Just as the tension is thick, the room vibrates. Bangs erupt, shattering the quiet as another employee makes his entrance. Yulin observes this new figure, looking seriously formidable as he joins the table. Yulin's spiritual awareness tells him this must be the cook, and yep, he's even more powerful than Mrs. Zhang. The cook calls for his assistant to bring the pot to the table. And yo, it's the burly guy from earlier. Wait, what? A shocked Yulin notices the burly guy's arm is missing. The cook lifts the lid off the pot and casually invites everyone to dig into the mysterious stew bubbling away. And guys, the stew, it's straight up grotesque. Bones and eyeglasses floating in this nasty mess. Lee hesitates, poking at an eyeball while the purple-haired woman is looking at whatever she picked up like, what even is this? The cook does not take kindly to the hesitation. In a voice dripping with menace, he asks if they don't like it. Under that pressure, the purple-haired lady nervously agrees she loves his food. Eat it then, the cook yells. Yulin, meanwhile, does something unexpected. He invites the armless guy to sit next to him. While all this is happening, the cook pours himself a drink. Get this. The cup actually complains that the drink is sour and bitter, but the cook just tells it to shut up. This whole scene, Yulin's observing everything. He realizes that questioning the cook or refusing to eat is the condition that allows him to kill you. Suddenly, a wild idea appears in his head. Finally, the cook settles down, looking satisfied after chugging his own grim concoction. The tension spikes again. The cook, giving major sus vibes, asks why Yulin hasn't started eating yet. You don't like my food? He asks threateningly. But Yulin? He just stares back with a grin. The tension is high. The cook, this absolute unit, is looming over Yulin, eyes narrowed, asking the ultimate question, "You don't like my food?" Yulin slowly stands up. What's he cooking? He walks right up, grabs the bowl of liquor from the cook's hands and is like, "Bro, sipping on this harsh stuff's gotta be rough on the taste buds." Then, total boss move, he just pours it all onto the floor. Splash. Like seriously? Everyone watching? Jaws on the floor, obviously. Meanwhile, Mrs. Zhang is over there, low-key smirking, thinking, little jerk, his fancy necklace is worthless against this monster. But Lee, the smart one, sees it. Hold up, she thinks. That look on the cook's face, he hates this liquor. Is Yulin planning this? The cook's rage is through the roof. He cracks his knuckles and growls, "You trying to poke the bear?" But wait, suddenly he looks confused. Yulin holds up a bottle of his special wine. He's like, "Provoke you? Nah, dude, I know you've got a top-tier gourmet taste buds and I just can't watch you suffer through this garbage. Try mine," he offers. Yulin pours it into the bowl and get this, the bowl is hyped. It's basically like, oh yes. The cook, who usually goes from 0 to 100 real quick, is actually impressed. He's thinking, man, anyone else pulling this stunt would get punched into next week. But he's kinda right. Compared to this watery trash they serve here, his stuff looks good. He actually gives in. Alright, fine, he says. I'll give it a shot. He takes a sip, and whoa, his eyes go wide. Dude is instantly transported. Chilling, reclining, surrounded by glowing mist. Pure bliss mode activated. He's like, this yin energy is so pure. It's not just cleansing my soul, it's boosting my power. The verdict? Fine booze indeed. Yulin just smirks. Nailed it. He knew this soul purification liquor was the ultimate bribe. And just like that, Yulin is like, hey buddy, have another bowl? The cook eagerly agrees, obviously. Takes the bowl, sighs contentedly. This is divine, he shouts. Way happier now. Yulin watches him savoring every drop, totally satisfied his bribe worked like a charm. Then, things get interesting. Yulin calls up his inventory and whips out another bottle. Like, ta-da, hands it to the cook, who is hyped. Wait, you got more of this god-tier stuff? Yulin just grins. Let's get you topped up, shall we? And the cook, totally won over, is like, well thanks bro. The onlookers, speechless. Their brains are buffering. Bro? How is this human calling the cook his bro? Mrs. Zhang is losing it. Her thoughts get dark. No, he's just a human. How dare he be on the same level as a ghost? He has to die now. Yulin, meanwhile, moves on to the next stage of his master plan. Alas, he says, dramatically. What a shame. The cook is confused. Shame? Why? We got this legendary booze. Yulin hits him with it. Yeah, but you can't truly savor this nectar of the gods alone, right? If only we had some food to go with it. The cook, being, well, a cook, is triggered. Good point, he declares. I'm a chef. I'll whip up some grub right now. Yulin, the chess master, keeps going. Look, I know you're amazing, but these basic ingredients can't handle your skills. And let's be real. How can weak human yin energy compare to a ghost's? Then Yulin, with a look that says chaos, drops the bomb. How about using ghosts for the ingredients? Sounds kind of fire, right? The cook actually pauses. Thinking face engaged. Ghosts, as ingredients, and then, the light bulb moment. He agrees. Ghosts would make better ingredients. He turns that terrifying glare on the other two ghosts. Mrs. Zhang and the bookkeeper, absolute chills running down their backs. Tension is maxed out. Mrs. Zhang, trying to play it cool but clearly panicking, screams, "What are you doing? I never did anything to you. We all work here. You can't break the rules." Yulin just watches calmly. Rules, huh? He's like, yep, figured. Even ghosts in this game have to follow rules about killing humans and other ghosts. The bookkeeper finally finds his voice. Hello? Remember you attacked my brother earlier? You messed with my authority and my helper. He doesn't even blink. Points right at Mrs. Zhang. You broke the rules at the Underworld Inn first. Mrs. Zhang is full-blown panicking now. Desperate, she raises her broom, ready to attack. But a blade just zooms in from nowhere and hits Mrs. Zhang, sending her flying backward in a fiery explosion. Bam! Eliminated. You love to see it. So Mrs. Zhang, bless her heart, tries to go Karen mode, yelling at the cook, Zhang Zhu, even if the boss put you in charge, how could you? The cook just towers over her, growling the house rules. Don't mess with the staff during mealtime. That's the rule at Underworld Inn. You broke the rules first. Boom. Simple as that. And get this, he adds. And this fella is a kind, friendly, and excellent employee. So that adds up even more, Mrs. Zhang. With a swift motion, the cook's blade goes right into her chest. Her face is just pure shock. No. A loud thump echoes as Mrs. Zhang's body hits the ground, lifeless. Everyone is absolutely stunned. Can't say we blame them. Yulin is watching, amazed. Dude can't believe the cook just one-tapped her like that. What a savage. The cook, cool as you like, turns, hauls Mrs. Zhang's body over his shoulder like she's a sack of potatoes and says, "Hey buddy, I'm gonna go take care of the ingredients. Save the booze for me, would ya?" Absolute mad lad. Yulin's thinking, the cook's way stronger than I thought. Looks like I can kick back tonight without worrying about Mrs. Zhang's surprise attack. Nice, easy night, right? Wrong. Big brain moment incoming. Yulin quickly realizes, the bookkeeper was obviously using Mrs. Zhang to test me. Ah, the plot thickens. So Yulin walks up to the old man, the bookkeeper. He lifts a liquor bottle. "Mr. Lee, thanks for looking out for me today. May I offer you a toast?" Oh, he's making a move. Meanwhile, the bookkeeper is panicking internally. This kid not only has a lot of money, but he's also scheming enough to manipulate the cook into offing Mrs. Zhang. From his expression, I'm positive he's seen through my trick. Yep, Yulin saw right through him. What a play. Dude's in a lose-lose situation. If I drink the liquor, I'll definitely be in trouble when the cook returns. But I'll also be in trouble if I turn down his toast. Suddenly, a spark of hope. The bookkeeper remembers, oh right, I can give him my treasure. Desperate times call for desperate measures. The old man noticed that Yulin doesn't seem to turn down gifts from others, even if he was rich. He's banking on this. The bookkeeper quickly hands him a green box. Hey, Mr. Lin, years ago I once stumbled upon something, trying to smooth things over. Yulin just raises an eyebrow thinking, he's terrified already? What a chicken. LOL. The bookkeeper nervously explains what's in the box. It's called petrified wood, an excellent material to build a tool of yin energy. And this chunk of petrified wood is top-tier material that's over 1,000 years old. Its value is no less than that of a Class A yin energy tool. Okay, that actually sounds kinda OP. Yulin's assessment? It's truly extraordinary. He takes the wood thinking, now I don't have to worry about completing my consumption task. Absolute W progress speedrun. How much are you selling it for? Yulin asks. Wait, he's gonna pay? The bookkeeper is practically begging, how can I dare ask for money for a gift? Please just take it. He just wants out of this awkward situation. But Yulin insists, I'm a man of principle. How could I take something so precious from you for nothing? The bookkeeper looks totally panicked, questioning internally, is this the rule for Mr. Lin to survive? See, in this world, it's all about figuring out the hidden rules everyone follows to live or kill. You're not allowed to talk about it, so you just have to guess or you're toast. And he has no clue about Yulin's rules. Finally, the bookkeeper gives in. All right then, give me an offer. And then Yulin pulls out 3 threads of copper coins. 3 threads? The bookkeeper goes into shock mode. He's practically in tears thinking, this is like trading a treasure for my life. This is my one lucky break. Bruh. The bookkeeper is now delirious with joy, cheering, with these 3 threads of copper coins, I can wrap up my contract with the boss a whole 10 years ahead of schedule. Okay, maybe those coins are worth more than they look in this economy. He falls to the floor, absolutely overwhelmed with gratitude. Thank you for giving me a second chance to live. He starts knocking his head on the ground repeatedly like full reverence mode. Everyone else is just watching in shock. The other players are murmuring, Yulin's amazing. This new player can actually make a wrathful ghost bow to him. Yeah, he's built different. The bookkeeper, still on the ground, is pondering. Could he be from one of the great exorcist families? Suddenly, a notification flashes in the air. You spent over 30,000 nether tokens at one time. Congratulations on successfully completing task 2. Splurge your money. Oh snap, that petrified wood transaction counted, and the task is complete. Yulin is gleeful, reading his reward. The reward, the Primo Ghost contract, lets him command ghosts to fight for him. Power up unlocked. The contract details flash before Yulin. Upon signing the ghost contract, the ghost becomes available for use regardless of the user's level. The ghost will exhibit unwavering loyalty and obedience while remaining unable to betray the user. This contract is valid for the duration of the user's lifetime. User level not a problem, undying loyalty. This is peak. The bookkeeper is still groveling, but Yulin just coldly thinks, I can't waste a good thing like that on a wimpy ghost like him, and shakes him off his feet. Sorry old man, you didn't make the cut for the Primo contract. Right then, the cook returns. He's got a glowing dish. Brother, I'm done making the dish with ghosts. Spooky dinner time, anyone? Okay, so Yulin's checking out the dish in front of him. The cook's a bit nervous, says, it's my first time cooking this though. I'm not sure what it tastes like. But he's hyped too. Invites him eagerly. But come and have a try, buddy. Yulin grabs a slice with his chopsticks thinking, okay, this guy is legit. I can't even tell the ingredients, but with yin energy in it, it's definitely gonna be a booster. He takes a bite, chews thoughtfully, getting the full flavor experience. And then, boom, a notification pops up right in his face. Wrathful ghost essence consumed, spiritual force +1. A look of pure delight hits Yulin's face. It really does boost my spiritual force. He throws a thumbs up to the cook. It's not only tasty but also nutritious and hygienic. The cook grins, like, nah dude, it was all because of your brilliant idea. They do a quick toast, Yulin saying, cheers bro. The cook chugs his drink while Yulin just keeps devouring that food. And as he eats more, the notifications just start flooding in. Seriously, it's like raining +1 spiritual force alerts. Yeah, the wind might be howling outside, but inside, total feast vibes. Fast forward a bit, Yulin leans back, looking absolutely stacked. Just one meal, and my spiritual force skyrocketed to 197. Meanwhile, the cook's kinda slumped over, muttering about how good the booze is. Yulin's just reflecting on this absolute windfall. This guy was supposed to be the biggest threat in this dungeon. Who would have thought I'd get this windfall after getting him hooked on soul purification liquor? Suddenly the boss announces, all right, mealtime is over. The bookkeeper scrambles over, like, got it boss, and gets ready to show people to their rooms. The cook looks a little bummed, tells Yulin, too bad buddy, I guess that's all for today. Yulin's cool with it, bids him farewell. He notices that the cook isn't as terrified of the boss as the bookkeeper. The bookkeeper turns to the other staff, tells them to clean up, but hold up. Before he can even start, he hears a voice summoning him, Mr. Lin, meet me on the 3rd floor. Is the lady boss's mind linking with mine? Yulin wonders, heading towards the stairs. He climbs carefully, thinking through his strategy. The only way he could protect himself in the dungeon was to spend money like crazy, and now it's caught the lady boss's attention. She's gotta be the final boss of this dungeon, right? He's wondering what's waiting for him up there. He arrives outside a big room all lit up, thinking, this should be where she is. And then, the doors open with this dramatic whirl, revealing a super-poised woman fanning herself like she owns the place. Yulin instantly recognizes her, so she's the lady boss of Underworld Inn. Yulin takes a deep breath, steps forward confidently. He knows he can't kill her right away because, rules. He's gotta improvise here. Addressing her directly, he asks, Madam, can I ask why you brought me here? The lady boss starts off kinda smooth, your presence has graced my establishment, but my eyes played tricks on me so I erroneously sent you to wait on customers. I hope you won't blame me for that, Mr. Lin. Yulin's actually surprised, musing she's apologizing to me. He plays it cool though, brushes it off, but inside he's taking notes. This woman is way more powerful than Jiang, that other wrathful ghost, and she's definitely not simple-minded. He knows one thing for sure. She must never know my secret. She smirks a little, then cuts to the chase. You can experience life all you want, but the problem is that your actions have taken a toll on my business. Yulin counters immediately, but I paid you 10 times more for the broken dishes. She just shrugs it off, like that's nothing. Those are just peanuts. What matters is Mrs. Zhang, who served me for over 100 years before her death. Yulin tries to play dumb. I'm just a waiter. It wasn't my place to intervene when the 2 senior staff started fighting for no reason, but her aura gets intense now. The lady boss is done with the back and forth. In that case, I'm done arguing with you. Her power flares up. She declares, no matter how rich you are or why you came to the Underworld Inn, I once set go easy on you for inciting a fight among my people which killed one of my staff. Yulin, being the Chad he is, just casually asks, so what do you want? She lays out her terms. Mrs. Zhang was the beating heart of this inn. My business can't thrive without her. Therefore, you must pay for shattering her soul. Yulin gets it now. Okay, it's about the money. He asks, how much do you think is appropriate? She pauses for a sec, then says firmly, 20, no, 50 threads of copper coins. Yulin's internally chuckling. 50 threads? That's the biggest number she can think of? Turns out a wrathful ghost is only worth 500 teapots. Time to flex. With a focused look, he activates System. Use cash card. And just like that, golden coins start raining down from the system interface. The lady boss is completely caught off guard. Yulin hits her with the proposition. I'll give you 100 threads of copper coins for the cook. What do you say? Okay, so the lady boss is literally shook at the amount of cash Yulin just dropped. Like jaw on the floor, and she's totally caught off guard that he wants to buy the cook, Jiang. Yulin figures out the lady boss just sees her staff as tools, which, not gonna lie, is kinda sad. And Jiang, the cook? Yeah, he's clearly not living his best life here. Yulin smells an opportunity though. He sees Jiang as a potentially powerful ally who could totally level up by ditching this place and joining his crew. The lady boss is genuinely confused why Yulin cares about the cook, even calling him a klutz. Savage, she admits Jiang is strong, sure, but she can only use him for cooking at the inn. Wrist, she then pulls a classic move, pretending losing Jiang would be some huge loss for her, and obviously demands even more money. But Yulin? He just casually flexes, triggering his system and summoning another million coins like it's nothing. Coins literally rain down. The lady boss is, you guessed it, shocked again. Yulin drops another 100 threads of copper coins and hits her with the legendary line, "Are you happy now?" And yeah, that seems to seal the deal. She whips out a contract from somewhere in her dress, kinda sus, and flicks it at Yulin like he's just gonna sign whatever. Yulin checks it out, and here's the tea. Jiang's actual value is only 150 threads of coins, but this rigged contract says he has to earn 1,000,000 threads to be free. This lights a fire under Yulin. He's not about empty promises. Nope, he decides to go for a permanent contract with Jiang instead. The lady boss is like, "You can rip up the contract and Jiang's free, but I can't promise he'll sign with you." Fair enough? But Yulin just smirks, saying he's got his own way to handle it. Then, completely out of pocket, Yulin asks the lady boss how much for the entire inn, or maybe a personal contract with her. Bro, what? This question leaves her absolutely shook, silent for a hot second. She finally manages to say that nope, the inn and she herself are definitely not for sale. Yulin accepts that, noting how even in Global Menace, money doesn't buy everything. Then he's just like, peace out, and dips. The lady boss is kinda surprised he's actually leaving. Low-key disappointed he didn't push harder, maybe hoping for more cash. But she shrugs it off, confident she'll run into Yulin again. Yulin heads back, pushing open the door to the players' quarters. His crew inside is totally surprised to see him. Lee is hyped, but the other two guys, they're giving him the side-eye, legit comparing him to a ghost. Yulin calmly explains he just, struck a deal with the lady boss. His companions are absolutely floored. How is this newbie kid being treated like an equal by both the legendary cook and the lady boss? The muscle guy is like, hold up, reports say he's just a newbie. Yulin spills a little tea, saying he just kinda stumbled into some unique experiences and skills that helped him out. Still not convinced, the dude mentions hearing about players like Yulin on the forums. The burly dude confirms there's a forum for closed beta testers to hang out and chat. The guy says he meant to tell them sooner, then drops some intel about the government setting up the number 9 investigation center. Lee jumps in, asking if the rumors are true that it's for Global Menace players. Bingo. The guy confirms it. This center helps players when they log out. But here's the catch, in exchange for help, players gotta spill the beans on what they learned in the game. Basically, you become an unofficial agent. The guy admits he's already one, and apparently hitting Ghost Commander rank can make you an official agent. This means you can team up with other agents, which seriously boosts your survival chances in the game. Yulin asks if they have to play regularly. The guy confirms players get summoned back at midnight every few weeks. Get this. Some skilled players actually pay to go back in because the dungeons have so many golden opportunities. Yulin then asks if they can actually talk to other Global Menace players on this forum. The guy confirms and says it's run by a high-level Ghost Commander and keeps things anonymous. Once you leave the game, you can't remember other players' real identities, and the forum keeps that anonymity going. Yulin takes that in and nods. The guy checks if anyone has more questions. As they get ready to crash for the night, he wishes everyone luck for the next day. Later that night, Yulin pulls up his system menu. The system recognizes his big money move from earlier and hooks him up with some sweet rewards. Yulin asks for his next mission, and the system delivers. New task, keep splurging. Spend nether tokens on 3 items. Okay, sunrise hits the Underworld Inn, signaling another day in this spooky joint. Yulin's just waking up, kinda groggy but totally alert, mumbling about how fast daytime comes in the ghost realm. Dude pulled an all-nighter, but get this, he feels energetic. Gotta be that Ghost Commander perk hitting different. So he's thinking back on last night's absolute chaos. Remember Mrs. Zhang? Yeah, she's gone. The bookkeeper? Shook. And the cook? Totally cool with him. You love to see it. The other players are up too. But man, they look like they got hit by a bus, tired and totally drained. Suddenly, bam. Knock on the door. Scared the heck out of everyone, but Yulin's chillin'. Don't panic, he tells them. Probably just the bookkeeper dropping by to assign today's grind. And yup, there he is, looking way too cheerful. You're up, Mr. Lin, he chirps. Yulin just breezes past the greeting, straight to the point. Where's the cook? The bookkeeper's like, kitchen, I guess? Okay, check this out. The bookkeeper totally hesitates, but decides to just let Yulin do his thing, completely skipping the usual inn rules. Forget it, he says. Someone like Mr. Lin won't ever follow inn rules. See, MC's got that special privilege now. The bookkeeper just orders the others to get to work, and they scurry off like good little minions. Oh, and the bearded guy? He's staring after Yulin, total fanboy mode, gets snapped at for it. Obviously, so Yulin heads over to the cook's spot. Morning, buddy, he calls out to the cook, Jiang Si. Jiang is hyped. Oh, Lin, just whipped up some bone broth. Get over here and try it. Yulin peeks at the pot. Yeah, it's bubbling, and is that a skull in there? Hard pass. Politely declines. Hey buddy, Yulin says. Actually, I'm here to talk some real business. Jiang's confused. What's up, brother? Yulin just lays it out. You cool with being stuck as the cook here at Underworld Inn? Awkward silence. Jiang's face gets serious. He sighs, man, you see right through me. He spills the tea. Back in the day, he was a big deal in the ghost realm, like top tier, but he got played in a scheme, barely escaped, and ended up here, bound by a contract with the lady boss just to survive. Yulin's listening, thinking. Jiang's like, my injuries are healed, but the lady boss, she's a nightmare. That contract means I'm trapped here, no seeing the world, no good drinks ever again. But then Yulin drops the bomb. What if I hook you up with one more chance? He elaborates, wanna ditch this place and follow me? We could make some serious waves in both our worlds. Jiang hesitates though. But the boss won't let me bounce, he says. And bam! Dramatic entrance for Yulin's secret weapon. He pulls out a scroll and hands it to Jiang. Jiang just freezes, absolutely shocked. It's his contract with the inn, but underneath, a new contract. Him volunteering to work for Yulin. How did you even do that? Jiang stammers. Yulin just smirks. Let's just say, I'm loaded. Then, total Chad move, Yulin tears the old contract to shreds. He's like, okay look, I can't promise you total freedom or safety. Jiang's watching those pieces float away, mind blown but also kinda bewildered. Then Yulin drops the real clincher. But I can guarantee you an endless supply of booze. Man, that hits Jiang right in the feels. All right, he declares. You're throwing down serious cash for me and we've got this connection. Heck yeah, I'll go through fire and water for you. He's even saying good booze and food don't matter. The real flex is adventuring with his new bro Yulin. And just like that, the deal is sealed. Jiang stamps his thumbprint onto the new contract with Yulin. Ding! System notification pops up. You signed a contract with the ghost Jiangju. Want to check out his attribute panel? Yulin's like, yes please. The stats pop up, and hoo boy, Jiang is packing heat. Seriously impressive numbers. Yulin's hyped about this potential power-up, but he's also thinking about all the hidden dangers still lurking in this inn. Jiang's back to his chill self. Broth's ready, he calls out. Then, bam, he drops to his knee, deep bow, calls Yulin his master. Yulin just smiles. Nah dude, no need for all that, he says. I'm gonna be relying on you down the road. They seal the deal the right way. With a drink, raising their bowls high, fast forward to the end of the day. And the player count? Shit, 3 left in the dungeon? Yikes. Lee and the bearded guy made it, lucky ducks. But the other woman, ripped to pieces just for ticking off a customer while cleaning bout. Even with all that cash and his new ghost buddy, Yulin realizes he's not exactly invincible yet. This isn't the endgame. So he makes the classic MC move. Gotta keep grinding, gotta get stronger. He's walking away, deep in thought about the grind. Then he hears it. Lin! He turns, and whoa, it's the pink-haired girl Lee sprinting towards him. She stops right in front, eyes sparkling, and just softly says, Lin! Lee thanks Yulin for saving her bacon in that dungeon. Girl straight up admits she'd be toast without him. She slides him a mysterious item, and Yulin's like, what's this? Lee's all, I'm from River City. My family's got connections. If you need help, you can call me at this number. Real talk, that's some plot armor right there. Bam, a system message pops off. Congrats, you smashed the mission. The dungeon starts crumbling, and Yulin's yoinked back to a familiar room. He's staring at Lee's number, muttering, what have I done? Then he eats the paper onto a table like it's cursed loot. Oh, and get this, 2 days passed in-game, but only a second in the real world. Time dilation's hitting harder than a crit. He checks on his boy Jiang, who rolls up floating on a giant liquor barrel like the Chad he is, chugging on spectral booze. Looks like the contract with Jiang is still active, plus he's got the Ghost Commander necklace and a fat stack of gear in his inventory. He's piecing it together. Ghost Commanders can drag ghosts and tools into the real world. All that spooky stuff popping up in the news must be the work of evil Ghost Commanders. Staring out at the city, Yulin's like, this place ain't safe anymore. Big Beard's warnings got him shook. Every 2 weeks they're getting isekai'd back into the game, so prep time's tighter than a speedrun. Our boy's too paranoid to hit up the government with his secrets. So he's like, screw it, I'm grinding intel on this sketchy online forum instead of the number 9 investigation center. He whips up a fake IP and logs in like a hacker main, the forum's popping with ghost encounter flexes and dungeon survival strats. Yulin skims the official announcement, meh, basic stuff, but a post from the number 9 investigation center catches his eye. It's laying down the law, no using supernatural powers for profit or to hurt people, and definitely no spilling the tea on ghosts to avoid mass panic. Yulin's thinking, cool, looks like they're pretty organized. He dives into the player guide for the deets. The guide's dropping lore bombs. Global Menace dungeons are located in the Ghost Realm, a massive zone crawling with ghosts who can only kill humans by following specific rules. Ghosts have 7 power levels. and human ghost commanders have 9 levels. Yulin's Primo Ghost contract allows him snag any ghost no matter the level. His first pull, Jiang, is a malevolent ghost, aka a certified DPS beast. Forums buzzing that Global Menace had 5 beta tester batches, 100,000 players total, except for the first batch who were probably wiped. Total party kill, the other batches got survivors, some snagging soul purification liquor to level up into ghost commanders. Yulin sitting on 2 bottles of that sweet liquor after bribing Jiang with 3. Talk about a clutch inventory. He scrolls the forum's trade section where players are swapping mats like it's an MMO auction house. When lives are on the line, trading's the meta, you know the drill. Ping. A notification drops about the 4th offline trading rally in River City. The government's hosting a trade fair, and it's legit. Forum bro Wild Sabers like, offline trading's where it's at, you can see the loot IRL, no scams, and you find god tier gear that doesn't appear online. Yulin's like, these forum dudes are wholesome AFS, and signs up with the edgiest username ever, King of Hades. Absolute Chad energy. 3 days later, Yulin's system's like, here's 6 million nether tokens, go wild. He pops open the system panel and his inventory's giving mightiest system vibe energy. Talk about a flex. It sets trade fair day, baby. He grabs his suitcase and yeets to River City. A private message hits with the deets. Head to Locker 046 at Golden Mall Thursday 5 p.m. for a map, name tag, and mask. He snags a ride and pulls up to an abandoned factory in the Felisk district at 8 p.m. This place is spooky, looming like a final boss lair. There's a line outside with some beefy dudes at the entrance radiating big tank energy. The anonymous fair's got security tighter than a raid boss, masks block spiritual snooping, and name tags got yin energy to stop fakes. The gatekeepers? 2 malevolent ghosts under Yi Bai, one of the forum's founders. But Yulin clocks their yin energy is way weaker than Jiang's. Yi Bai's clearly holding back his S-tier summons. A guard's like, slap on the name tag to enter and hit the appraisal office if you're selling. Yulin struts to the appraisal office, hyped by the high-tech setup and wondering if it can spec out his gear's stats. The dude behind chats him up, is it your first time? Yulin notices his tag, Wild Saber. It was the helpful dude from the forum. Wild Saber explains the appraisal process. He points to the official instrument invented by the No. 9 Investigation Center. It sorts gear into Class A, B, C by spiritual energy. Some gear that can't be classified are checked by those 3 senior players at the table. Yulin's like, thanks homie. But he's low-key shook. The government's tech and OG players are stacked. Gotta stay low-key thus. He's banking on this fair to buff his confidence and get him ready for the next round of Global Menace. With a low beep, a strange green-lit device hums to life. 3 masked appraisers in crimson robes are watching closely, one declaring, Level 1 Class C. Not bad, you're super lucky. A guy grabs his item and thanks the appraisers. Wild Saber's already doing the math. A Level 1 Class C tool. It's just a probe, but it could be worth hundreds of thousands. Yulin's surprised at how much it could fetch. Yulin grips Necklace of Grudges, thinking, if a Class C probe's this valuable, my Class B Yin Energy necklace must be worth a fortune. The appraisers check another item, some Yin Energy iron ore, good for Class C tools. Next was a necklace, it's drained, no value left. The guy's shocked. What? But the appraiser's done. Gotta play it smart, right? As Yulin walks away with his worthless necklace, his system chimes, Ghost necklace detected, Yin Energy's critically low. He grins, that appraiser's sharp, almost as good as my system. It's their turn now and Yulin lets Wild Saber go first. The dude nods. Saber steps up, excited, my turn at last. The machine beeps, and he's wishing hard for it to be a high-class item. But the machine crashes, leaving them stunned. One of the robed figures examines the item. This isn't a Yin Energy tool or material. Another adds, strange, it's radiating Yin Energy though. A third, rubbing his chin, says, I can't pinpoint its source either. He tells the anxious owner, we can't confirm its quality, so set your own price. Even the experts are stumped. What a mysterious find. The owner, Wild Saber, walks off looking crushed, but Yulin pats his shoulder. Don't give up, you might find a buyer later. Wild Saber's mask hides a face full of disappointment. Then, ding. Yulin's system pings again. Class A Yin Energy tool detected. Ominous bandage of the Pharaoh. His eyes go wide. Class A, that's top-tier gear. It's Yulin's turn now, and the appraiser calls him. What do you want to check? He's got a plan, quietly telling his system, give me a thread of Yin Energy copper coins. He pulls out 1 coin thinking, better stay low-key, one's enough. The machine beeps, standard Yin Energy material. The appraisers study it. With 100 coins, it'd match a level 3 Class C tool. But one gets excited. Wait, this Yin Energy is so pure, no flaws at all. Another mutters, Cosmos Bank, then gasps, is this ghost currency? A third grabs it, amazed. This coin's in better shape than anything I've seen from dungeons. He recalls some lore. The Ghost Realm's rules say that humans can't trade with ghosts unless they have nether tokens backed by the Cosmos Bank. He stares at Yulin thinking, ghosts don't just give their currency to ghost commanders, this guy's something else. Yulin lightly touches his King of Hades badge and the appraiser wonders, King of Hades? Never heard of this kid until now? Could he be one of those lone wolf players? He asks, where'd you find this? Yulin shrugs, just some dungeon rewards, you know, nothing special. Cool as ever. The appraiser nods. A nether token, nice. I'll offer $200 per coin and maybe we can team up sometime. Yulin thinks $200 each, a thread's worth $200,000, enough for a house down payment in Lotus City. Another appraiser's annoyed. $200? That's too low. He explains, ghost trades depend on the coin's yin energy and condition, not just its value. For a pristine coin, our forum offers $400 each. Yulin says, sounds good, I've got more, can you handle it? They're confident. No problem. We can take 100 coins easily. Yulin smirks, reaches into his bag, and whoosh, 1,000 coins pour out like he's showing off his maxed inventory. The crowd gasps, whoa! The appraisers panic, I'm calling Master Ye Bai right now. Another one pleads, the forum can't pay that much at once. Sell me 20 coins at $555 each. The crowd's in chaos as everyone tries to outbid each other for the coins. A level 4 ghost commander says, sell to me and I'll have your back. Everyone's clamoring, I want those coins. Wild Saber watches, nervous, I just acted all high and mighty at him. Will he be mad now? Yulin takes in the frenzy, thinking, my system's incredible, I've struck gold, but this isn't just about the highest bid. I need to pick the right buyer, someone with influence, to maximize my gains. Suddenly a commanding voice booms, everyone, quiet down. The crowd goes silent instantly. Then a figure with flowing silver hair approaches, radiating main character energy. The appraisers all bow down deeply. The crowd parts, and someone shouts, Master Ye Bai. To, the big boss just showed up. Alright, check this out. So Yulin's thinking, okay, this is the Ye Bai, one of the forum bosses. He keeps it cool though, giving her a respectful nod. Ye Bai strolls up to the table and eyes this one, perfect yin energy copper coin, just shining like some god-tier loot. She's like, King of Hades, it's a bit of a waste to sell such good stuff through markets like this. Yeah, but I'm kinda low on cash right now, Yulin mentions. And get this, Ye Bai straight up offers him $1 million for his entire stack of coins, plus she wants to be buddies. The crowd is absolutely stunned. This is like, totally unheard of. Rumor has it she's a peak level 6 ghost commander. In Global Menace after the 3rd dungeon you can actually link up and form teams. Befriending Ye Bai? That's like scoring a super rare buff or a get-out-of-jail-free card. What a power move. Yulin locks down the deal, playing it smooth like a pro negotiator and complimenting her generosity. Then, bam, Ye Bai summons her golden swallowing toad. This thing is a mythical beast specifically built to stack cash without losing a single coin, and it's got a briefcase in its mouth. Out of nowhere, this toad launches the briefcase, firing it right at Yulin. Yulin's thinking, is this some kind of test? He calls out, Jiang, summoning his spectral guardian. And the onlookers? They gasp, because Jiang just casually blocks the toad's attack like it's absolutely nothing. Jiang then hands Yulin the briefcase of cash for him to check out. With a satisfying thud, the deal is done. Pleasure doing business with you, Master Ye Bai, Yulin says smoothly, handing over the string of coins. Ye Bai just tosses the coins to her toad for safekeeping. Likewise, King of Hades, she replies. She shakes her lantern and poof. In a flash of bright light, she's gone, just like that. And then, boom, the offline trade fair officially kicks off, and it's total chaos mode. The crowd is scrambling for the best spots, hustling like they're racing for dungeon loot drops. Some people are bugging Yulin for more coins, but he's already sold out and just shrugs them off. One trader is hyped, bragging about his $1 million score, which totally sparks Yulin's desire to hunt for some epic gear of his own. He's scoping out the stalls and his system starts flagging yin materials, a fruit of yin energy, but no class listed and a damaged black copper guard fragment. He passes on the sketchy, uncertified stuff, keeping his eyes on the real prize. Then, ding, his system goes wild. Class B Nail of Rahu detected. Yes, this yin energy tool is a perfect match for his necklace of grudges. Huge win. He finds it in a black wooden box at a table with a kinda sketchy-looking guy and asks the price. A vendor recognizes Yulin from earlier and pitches his goods, saying he snagged it from a tomb dungeon. If you want it, just give me $300, he offers. Yulin snags the Nail of Rahu for only $300. What a steal. His system confirms it's bonded to him. A shiny new offensive tool in the bag. More alerts pop up. A Class C bowl of destruction and soul-crashing silk also bond to him, making this trip a massive success already. Yulin is now on a quest to find Wild Saber and finally spots him in a quiet corner looking pretty gloomy bull. He perks up a bit when Yulin walks over. He offers up his trinkets. They're all Class C from the desert. I'll sell them to you for cheap, he says. Yulin immediately focuses on that weird, unidentified item from earlier and asks its price. Wild Saber warns him it's a total gamble since even the experts couldn't figure it out. Word of warning, buddy, what you can't identify isn't always a good thing, he cautions. Yulin, with a smirk, teases, dude, you just said I was rich. Name your price then. Wild Saber just laughs and gives it to him for free, glad to get rid of it since literally no one could identify it. Yulin is kinda shook, but Wild Saber explains, yeah man, nobody knows what it is, and I have no clue how it works. If it's useful to you, then you totally deserve it. He knows Yulin is the real deal and wants to team up. Yulin is genuinely touched by this move. He can't just let this dude lose out like this, so Yulin, being the absolute Chad he is, drops a whole thread of those copper coins. We're talking $1 million worth. He realizes a thread of copper coins is way better than some combat skills right now. This is the real game changer. He wraps the cloth around his hand, then, boom. His system bonds the ominous bandage of the pharaoh to him. The market's in full swing. Scene swaps to a high-tech monitor room, the Namur, where Yebai's glued to a screen watching our boy Yulin seal the deal with Wild Saber. A masked bro next to her is like, why is the king of Hades sniping all the unidentified items? She doesn't know but thinks Yulin's very interesting. She checked his stats earlier and her spiritual scan clocked him as a measly level 1 ghost commander, but he clapped back at her test with a malevolent ghost, pulling some stealth build she couldn't even spec. This guy must have some skill that she can't see through, and now it looks like he's got appraisal skills too? What a mysterious guy. At the market, it's pure anarchy. Someone screaming, just give me a price, bro. Yulin's strutting away, thinking about his new yin energy tools, god-tier quality but wallet-destroying pricey. Maybe he should sell some of his stuff for cash. Suddenly, he spots a commotion. You're not a ghost commander? Why'd you need something like this for? Someone asks. It's a grumpy guy in a suit. He's looking at buying tools that awaken spiritual awareness or force with 0 debuffs. The bystanders are incredulous. Spiritual awareness items are rare enough, but one without a debuff? Even rarer. The suit guy declares that he's from the Lee group of River City, and they're seriously willing to yeet $1.5 million for something with 0 side effects. Yeah, that's fair, says one bystander. Another comments that the Lee group is a maritime trade giant. Yulin's deep in thought. The Lee group guy's name tag identified him as Nian, but that suspiciously sounds like a girl's name. And he knew for a fact that the pink-haired girl did not awaken her spiritual awareness yet. Well, he's already chugged 3 bottles of spiritual wine and he's saving 2 for Jiang. He still has an extra bottle, might as well give her a hand. He slides it over, hyping it as the key to unlocking spiritual awareness. The dude's hesitating. Really? But Yulin's got that Chad confidence. No trust, no trade, fam. Okay, the dude sold and hands over the 1.5 mil check. Deal's done and he bounces. Absolute savage move, Yulin. Meanwhile, at River City, Nian's stuck in her mansion, brooding her dad not allowing her to check out the market. I'm a global menace player now. He can't protect me forever, she sighs. She's wondering if Lin, yup, that's our boy, hit the trade fair. Right then, her dad busts in, hyped as like, I found something to awaken your spiritual awareness. He whips out a bottle of spiritual wine. She recognizes it. It's the same exact stuff Yulin had. Who's Lin, dad mutters. Nian's shook that Yulin sold this treasure that even ghosts would start wars over. Dad's like, drink up, kid, you need all the help you can get surviving those dungeons. Nian's all in, determined to level up. She can't rely on others to protect her. She downs the glowing green juice, eyes flashing with straight-up anime protagonist energy. I'm gonna get OP. Next time I see Lin, I'll be the one helping him. She vows. Real talk, that's some main character glow-up. Meanwhile, Lin's doing some internet sleuthing and finds a news report about Nian Lee Group's little princess snagging an essay contest win. Yulin catches it like, yup, that's her, and realizes even billionaire-tier players ain't safe from the clutches of global menace. He turns serious. He's got nether tokens stacked, but he can't take this game lightly. Although ghosts have rules for killing humans, they get way more loose with it the deeper the players get in the ghost realm. Forum bros mentioned a hide-and-seek dungeon where you just sprint to not get clapped. There might even come a day when there won't be any rules, and the only way is to smack down with the ghosts. He hollers, system, and checks his stats. He's been doing this meditation thing that the forum suggested, and he's got his mental awareness increased. He can now see even more detail of all his tools. He's rocking a tool for commanding ghosts, healing, offense, and defense. Man's build is shaping up to be a certified beast. A blood-red clock ticks down. Then the screen flashes, welcome to Global Menace. Dungeon title, Far Shore Apartment. And bam! The floor smashes beneath him, same as last time. Yulin steps up, grinning like a final boss. Global menace, here I come. Yulin's mission? Survive 3 days and pay the rent. Oh, and only 3 players are in this death trap. Before he knows it, he spawns in a bare-bones room, wondering, am I now in the Far Side Apartments? He checks out the rules. The room card is the tenant's only ID and will not be replaced in case of loss. No noise or brawling. Due to the subpar security in the apartments, be careful when letting in visitors and avoid opening windows if possible. Don't sneak into other rooms. No trashing the place, there will be regular inspections and curfews 11 p.m. sharp. Yulin's thinking, so, these are the rules we need to follow to avoid being killed. 6 rules is a lot. This dungeon's gotta be a brutal grind. Actually, he could just pay the rent with nether tokens and chill, but nah, he's not gonna do that. If he only does the bare minimum in each dungeon, he'll get killed sooner or later. He's gotta grab every chance he can get to level up. He steps into the hallway, clocking a ton of rooms. With only 3 players in this dungeon, he's like, bet these rooms are crawling with ghosts. Something shiny catches his eye. It's the apartment map, way bigger than the one at Underworld Inn. Yulin's game plan: scout the main office on the 3rd floor first, classic RPG quest move. He hits the elevator, and ding, it opens up. But yo, this thing's a horror show, blood splattered everywhere like a dungeon boss already clapped some scrubs. No sane person would have the guts to get in there, that's for sure. Yulin's like, the rules didn't mention that ghosts could kill people directly, so maybe I can wing it at my current strength. He presses the 3rd floor button, but the lights flicker like some horror flick cliche. A creepy voice echoes, pay the elevator fee. Out of nowhere, a gnarly, toothy flesh monster slinks from the shadows, eyes glowing purple like it's got a debuff aura. Elevator fee? How much we talking? Yulin asks, cool as a maxed out charisma stat. This ghost's like, 1 nether token per ride, punk. If you can't afford it, your flesh and soul are mine. Yulin's low-key thinking, this ghost's kinda cheap. Okay, so he calls up his system to hook him up with 101 buck nether tokens. Poof, a stack appears. Aight, take me to the 3rd floor, he says, yeeting a token at the creature, who snags it with its teeth. The ghost shook, like, this puny human's got actual cash? Yulin realizes that the ghost must be looking for a loophole to the rule. Then it flips, screeching, that's just cash, it don't count. Far Shore Apartments elevator only takes credit cards, and non-members gotta use room cards for transactions. It's convinced Yulin's a newbie who hasn't topped up yet, vowing to spill his blood for trying to cheese the system. Yulin just sighs like, I gave you a shot, you vengeful ghost. The creature's all, what you mean by that? It tries to bargain. Using nether tokens directly is a big no-no. Give me your arm and I'll keep quiet. Yulin's done playing. Snap. He clicks his fingers. Boom. Jiang, his massive spectral warrior, materializes, swinging a skull-topped club like a total Chad. He's griping, oof, it's cramped in here. Jiang ain't here for chat. He slams that club right into the ghost's ugly mug. Arg, it wails, taking a solid blow to the face. Wait, was that an eyeball that popped out? Jiang snarling, you want Master's arm, huh? Ghosts quaking in its ectoplasm. Okay, so Jiang's facing off against this gnarly purple monster that's looking like a budget final boss. Suddenly, bam, he spits something out. Jiang catches it midair, smooth as you like, and shows it to his master. Then the monster's like, whoa, chill, I was just messing with you. Don't want your arm, don't want your cash. Meanwhile, Yulin's just smirking, flipping a coin like the absolute Chad he is. Then, pow! Jiang lands a solid hit right in its eye, and the monster just screams. Yulin's like, master, this thing is kind of part of the elevator system. It might stop working if I totally kill it. So Yulin, feeling generous maybe, is all, fine, you get to live, you freaky gremlin, and the creature is just straight up groveling. Thank you, oh mighty human. Man, you have to love seeing Yulin flex that undeniable MC aura. Always the schemer, Yulin just flicks the coin at the ghost and asks, alright, spill it. What exactly is a Far Shore member? The creature's like, bruh, they're the apartment's VIPs, total royalty, rules don't even apply to them, and they got their own members-only areas. But they do seem to follow the membership rules set by the directors of the Far Shore Conference, the ghost adds. Yulin's brain immediately goes into overdrive, thinking, okay, how in the world do I become a Far Shore member? The ghost is just like, bruh, I'm just a low-level NPC here. I just run this elevator and listen to what folks are talking about. Yulin instantly clocks that being a Far Shore member is basically the cheat code to owning this entire dungeon. Have to get that VIP pass ASAP. Ding! The elevator hits the 3rd floor. Yulin sends Jiang back to the spectral bench and steps out into this shockingly huge area. But there are only 4 signs. He's scoping out the spots. There's a top-up center, an information center selling ghost meat buns, and get this tanky gear, a property center, and seriously a complaint center. He's immediately like, okay, but who in their right mind complains to ghosts about ghosts? Not sure about the info or property places yet, so Yulin decides to hit the top-up center first to load up his room card. Bro's probably thinking, alright, as long as I got that cash flow, I'm basically untouchable here, right? He rolls into the top-up center, and bam, he's facing a clerk that looks like it crawled straight out of a nightmare. Yulin sizing them up. These service grunts are just vengeful ghosts, way weaker than the Underworld Inn crew. But this Farsher system is huge, so you know there are some absolute S-tier ghosts pulling the strings behind the scenes. He's like, alright, excuse me, I want to top up my room card. And the clerk immediately gets to work, muttering, room 1202, huh? New tenant. Then they hit him with the bill, 2,500 nether tokens just for rent, utilities, services, and property management. Plus you have to use that room card to buy food, drinks, baths, and even beds. Yulin is genuinely surprised at how steep this is compared to the inn. Like the Underworld Inn ghosts would be broke trying to afford this. But the clerk's not done yet. He says Yulin needs to deposit a minimum of 500 tokens before tonight's curfew, pay in full within 3 days, or you know there are other ways to pay. Yulin, cool as a cucumber as always, just goes, okay, so other ways means the usual, right? Like blood, flesh, and soul. The clerk just goes, yup, but you can see he clocks that Yulin isn't scared one bit. The clerk tells Yulin he should probably hit the information center to find jobs and actually, earn some money. And Yulin's light bulb pings, aha. So the info center is also a job board. Suddenly the clerk just turns full aggro, barking, hey, are you deaf or something? Go on and get a job, you bum. They're all yelling. Farsure doesn't vibe with broke slackers. Yulin can't even get a word in edgewise. Yulin's thinking, man, these low-level mobs seriously need a reality check. So he claps back, wait, so yelling at paying customers is your idea of customer service here? The clerk has zero chill, sneering. Read the sign, buddy, it says VIPs. Don't even think about reaching VIP status because you could end up as just another meatball on the menu tonight. Yulin just internally sighs. Okay, these small fry mobs are clearly too low level to recognize true power. Then, bam, he slams a mountain of cash on the counter. 100,000 nether tokens. The clerk is absolutely shook, jaw on the floor. Even the other clerks snap their heads up, instantly ready to start buttering up the new VIP. Deposit this. Now, Yulin commands. Yuri, he asks, looking right at them, am I VIP enough for you clowns now? Man, that is how you flex on some low-tier NPCs. Heck yeah, dude, of course. The clown ghost chirps back, snatching up those stacks of cash. The teller ghost is basically geeking out now, like, whoa, your nether tokens have 0 yin energy loss. Like none. Then he swipes Yulin's room card and bam, 100,000 tokens loaded. Here you go. The ghost chirps, handing the card right back. Bro is probably thinking, okay, now I get why this ghost dude was being such a snob. You can see the total balance right there on the card. The ghost starts stammering, are you gonna file a complaint against me? But Yulin's got zero time for NPC drama and just brushes it off. The teller is bowing like Yulin just saved his life, swearing, I'll never forget you, sir. Yulin's walking down the hall thinking, alright, got the top up done. Where's the next objective? He walks past a door marked staircase. He figures the other players probably dip that way. Suddenly, footsteps echo from beyond that door. Looks like his guess was spot on. They took the stairs. Even Yulin wasn't brave enough to step into that sketchy elevator alone without Jiang. Then, out of nowhere, bam! A dude steps out of the stairwell, and check this out, he's got this freaky arm covered in multiple eyes. Yulin immediately clocks him. Whoa, that's a level 4 ghost commander. These guys can straight up control wrathful ghosts. Serious business. The guy spots Yulin and is like, oh, hey, a level 1 ghost commander, is this floor actually safe, or what? Yulin, cool as a cucumber, goes, for now I guess. The other dude looks super relieved. Then he pulls out this bundle wrapped in cloth. He unwraps it, and get this, it's a raw steak. Yup, a steak. He starts feeding it to his gross, multi-eyed hand. The eyes actually blink all happy as these tiny monster jaws chomp down. After the snack time is over, his arm slowly goes back to looking normal. Yulin figures out that this fresh flesh must be the price of his contract with whatever ghost is linked to that arm. The guy notices Yulin staring and asks, yo, how'd you even get here so fast? The elevator? That thing looks sketch. Yulin spills the tea. Yeah, the vengeful ghost in there wants 1 nether token per ride and it attacks if you don't pay. But it's a low level, honestly, no biggie. Now it's the other dude's turn to share. Man, I took the stairs. There's no CCTV in there, it's totally lawless. 6 vengeful and maleficent ghosts are just camped out in the stairwell, straight up demanding cash. Total pain in the butt. So yeah, it looks like we gotta drop some serious cash just to move around this total dump, the guy sighs. Yulin's like, been there, done that. I already hit the payment center. Listen up, you gotta deposit a minimum of 500 tokens today, then pay the full 2,500 within 3 days, or guess what? We're ghost chow. He also drops the info that the information center has jobs if you need to grind for tokens. The other guy's thinking, okay, 500 today, 2,500 total? Yeah, I think I can manage that. This actually surprises Yulin. He remembers hearing at the offline trade fair that nether tokens are super hard to come by, and this guy is a level 4 ghost commander. Could he actually be that dude everyone was talking about? Plots thickening like crazy, fam. Yulin goes, alright, I'm all topped up. How about I roll with you to the payment center and we scout this floor together? The guy totally agrees immediately. Yulin smiles to himself. This level 4 guy isn't treating his level 1 self like some total liability. Nice. They get to the payment center and the dude is all, alright, gotta top up. The teller ghost turns around with a super sour look on his face. But then he spots Yulin standing right behind the guy and bam, his whole attitude changes instantly. How much are you dropping today, sir? He asks, sweet as can be. The guy lays it out, the room rate is 2,500 tokens, but there are extra expenses. I'm throwing in 2,700, he roars, slamming a whole fistful of coins onto the counter. The teller ghost is shook. Like, whoa, these coins have full yin energy. 2,700 tokens confirmed. He hands the guy back his card, all topped up and ready to go. The guy even offers Yulin a loan for his rent if he's strapped for cash. He explains that he actually linked up with some hotshot carrying a seriously beefy, malevolent ghost. This dude hooked him up with a whole thread of yin energy copper coins, each one worth, get this, 10 nether tokens a pop. Yulin just throws up a thumbs up and says, awesome, knowing full well the guy's talking about him. The dude is all chatty now, asking, what's your tag, man? A level 1 ghost commander surviving in a 6-rule dungeon, you've got insane potential. He drops his forum handle, just call me Wild Saber, suggesting they could totally link up and be friends if they ever make it out of this mess alive. Thinking King of Hades is maybe a little too extra for an intro, Yulin says, just call me Had. The guy is totally vibing with it like Had's dope. Alright, let's hit the information center. They roll up to the information center, where Yulin starts scanning the job board. They've got quests for yin energy pills, yin materials. There's even a quest for a lost yin rodent. Seriously? A zombie teller is just dozing at the counter, looking bored out of its skull. Yulin thinks, okay, just like I figured. If you don't have nether tokens, you gotta grind or sell stuff. The dude warns, yeah, nah, working at a shop here is just gonna trigger even more rules and make things way more dangerous. But Yulin just replies that it's cool, they don't actually need jobs. The guy looks surprised. Wait, this level 1 ghost commander has money? He suggests they hit the first floor to grab some food. Global Menace apparently bans outside food, so they gotta buy all their eats and drinks for the next 3 days inside this place. Yulin is totally down, like, elevators way faster, let's roll. The guy immediately starts sweating, muttering, okay, but will that elevator ghost break change? I only have big bills. The elevator door dings open. Yulin steps in and greets the ghost like they're old pals. Hey, it's been a while, buddy. You said I could ride for free, right? Mind if I bring a buddy? Wild Saber's jaw just slams straight onto the floor. Alright, so this ghost is just standing there, absolutely frozen solid. Wild Saber is totally losing it internally, thinking, okay, this guy is seriously on another level. That elevator ghost wasn't some pushover, but Yulin just straight up dominated it in its own territory. No sweat. Wild Saber's guessing Yulin either has some crazy strong ghost companion, maybe some top-tier yin energy gear, or, and this is the big brain move, he's actually been hiding his true power this whole time. The elevator door opens with a ding, and bam, they step onto the first floor. And it's wild, man. Ghosts are everywhere, just doing everyday stuff, like taking their kids to the park. But real quick, they notice the humans crashing their party. These ghosts? Not friendly. They're all nasty, malevolent, or vengeful types. But Yulin's just keeping it cool, thinking, alright, just gotta chill, don't poke the bear, and we won't break any rules. They walk past a laundry place, a supermarket, a food court. But Yulin notices something weird. There's no actual door leading outside from this floor. Wild Saber is practical, suggesting, hey, let's hit up the supermarket first. Gotta stock up. Yulin's down, thinking, yeah, smart move. No need to overthink things right now. Let's just focus on the task at hand. Inside the supermarket, a shopkeeper welcomes them, and whoa, this place smells like pure, concentrated bad vibes. That gross yin energy smell just hits you like a truck. Wild Saber grabs a loaf of rye bread, explaining, okay, this is 15 nether tokens, which is steep, but you gotta eat to keep your energy up. This is the best I could find in this joint. Then he snags a bottle of some seriously foul-looking water, saying, "I'm drinking this." And get this, he holds up frosted toilet paper, declaring, "And you absolutely need this." Yulin is just straight up grossed out by Wild Saber's choices. Wild Saber asks Yulin why he isn't grabbing anything, and Yulin just calmly replies, "Nah, I'm good for now, appreciate it though." While he's paying, Wild Saber starts getting concerned for his new buddy. He figures a level 1 ghost commander must be scraping by, maybe doesn't even have enough cash for food. A true struggle is real, right? The store lady hands him his groceries with zero fuss. Wild Saber is like, "Alright, I'm heading back to stash this haul. What's your plan?" Yulin says he wants to explore the place a bit more. But Wild Saber is totally misinterpreting, thinking, the kid's probably gotta hustle and earn some cash for food. Gotta respect that young grind. He throws out his room number. "I'm in room 111, easy number to remember. Hit me up if you need anything," and heads off. Meanwhile, Yulin's thinking, "Wait a minute, did he just assume I'm totally broke?" Nope, Yulin isn't broke. He's got bigger plans. He's heading straight for the second floor to check out the seriously fancy, members-only store. The elevator dings Umiz, and the spooky ghost attendant from before is back, all respectful this time, like, "Welcome, big shot, where can I take you?" Yulin figures, okay, yeah, the other elevator ghost definitely told him about me. My reputation precedes me. He tells the attendant, "Second floor, please," and the ghost is instantly like, "Got it, hold on tight." The elevator lands, and Yulin steps out into a completely different vibe. This place is seriously upscale, like rich ghosts, only fancy. He walks towards the store thinking, yeah, this place is screaming high-end. He finds the Farshore Preferred Product store, and there are two seriously odd greeters standing guard at the door. One of the greeters steps forward saying, "Excuse me, sir, but this store is members only. Regular tenants aren't allowed in." Yulin calmly asks about the membership cost, and they explain, "There's no fee. You just need a high enough balance on your card to get in." Yulin smirks and shows them his card, asking, "Is this enough?" The greeter takes the card, ready to politely shut him down. But then she looks at the balance, and her eyes go wide. It's showing 120,700 tokens. Like what? She is absolutely stunned, shouting, 100,000? Oh my goodness, you're definitely a member. Please come right in. Yulin just strolls in, feeling like a total boss, thinking, haha, Wild Saber's cheap little buys are absolute garbage compared to this place. First thing he grabs, some top-quality, maleficent ghost leg meat. He knows his ghost companion, Jiang, could whip up a seriously impressive ghost dish with this kind of ingredient. Ping! His system pops up, reminding him about his current quest. Yulin is absolutely thrilled. He landed in a dungeon where he can just go wild and spend his cash without holding back. This is the dream. He starts snatching up all the most expensive stuff he can find. The shopkeepers are completely blown away, thinking he must be the heir of some super elite ghost family. He even grabs some of the good ghost brews, thinking Jiang might enjoy them, but honestly, he's a little disappointed when his total only comes out to 56,000 nether tokens. He was ready to spend way more. Suddenly, the store manager himself approaches, looking super respectful. He's like, "Sir, we are incredibly honored by your visit today. We'd like to offer you a special gift as a token of our appreciation." And get this, he hands over a kitchen utensil set. But not just any set, it's from the legendary revolving restaurant all the way up on floor 30. This is a super rare exclusive gift only for top VIPs. Boom! System alert. Level 2 Class B Yin Energy Tool Farshore Utensils Set detected. Compatible with Jiang. Equip it. Yulin is instantly hyped, like, "You bet I will," and immediately equips it. Jing materializes right there, takes the shiny green blade, and a rare smile appears on his face. "This is the real deal," he says, happily, before disappearing back into Yulin. The manager is completely floored, hit by the sheer epic aura radiating off Yulin and his ghost companion. He quickly offers to have all of Yulin's purchases sent directly to his room, assigning an employee specifically for the careful delivery duty. Yulin, ever the schemer, isn't done yet. He casually asks the manager, "By the way, what's the deal with becoming a full Farshore member or joining the Farshore conference?" Yeah, this man is already gunning for that absolute top-tier elite status in this building. So the store manager is like, "Wait, you want to be a Farshore member and a director? That's a power move, right?" "Absolutely." Our MC's eyeing those sweet, sweet perks like chilling in the super fancy revolving restaurant way up on floors 26 through 29. He's totally thinking, okay, this is my only shot at crushing that tycoon system task. Now, the store manager doesn't actually know how to become a director, but he does know the lowdown on becoming a member. Spill the tea, old man. Turns out, snagging that fancy Farshore membership is way, way harder than just joining their little elite store club. The manager lays it all out. You gotta pay a membership fee of 150,000 nether tokens, and there are 3 ways to do it. And yeah, obviously a fee ain't a problem for our cash-stacked MC. First method? You gotta contribute to the Far Shore apartment and conference. Basically, you gotta grind by doing good deeds around the place, hoping someone notices you eventually. Talk about a slow burn quest. Yulin's immediately like, nah, I ain't got time for that kind of slow quest. I only have like 3 days left. Option number 2, you gotta win a tenant vote. Like half of the Far Shore tenants and merchants gotta give you their thumbs up. And the third method? Boom, instant member if 10 members or 3 directors invite you. Okay, now this looks like the loophole. Yulin's thinking, alright, bribing sounds way easier than trying to win over the whole apartment building, so he's totally locked onto that plan. He thanks the manager, casually tosses him a nice little stack of cash as a tip because why not, and bounces out of there. Chilling in his VIP chair by the elevator, he's thinking, if the manager dude is right, maybe a ton of these problems can just be solved with cold, hard cash. Yeah, he muses, maybe I'll totally give that a shot. Elevator dings at the 3rd floor, and boom, 2 familiar faces step in. It's Wild Saber and some other random player. Yulin immediately sizes up the shorter guy. Bro is weak, like barely even a 5th as strong as a level 1 ghost commander. Yikes. Yeah, that dude is gonna have a seriously rough time surviving this dungeon solo. Wild Saber is totally hyped to see Yulin. Always good to see the MC. Yulin tells him he just hit up the store for some info and now he's making his way to the property center. Wild Saber immediately jumps to conclusions and assumes Yulin's just job hunting for some quick cash. Bless his innocent heart. Saber introduces his buddy saying, man, this dude's only cleared like 2 dungeons and he's not even a ghost commander yet, but now he's somehow stuck in this 6-rule super gnarly dungeon. Yulin just nods, oof, rough luck man. You taking him to top up his gear or something? Yeah, it turns out the new player is totally broke, doesn't have any money at all, so Saber's being a good dude and taking him to the information center to try and score a job. Gotta start somewhere. Okay, Saber's helping him out. Yulin thinks to himself, but seriously, if this guy relies on other people too much, he's never gonna get stronger and will probably just get wiped in the next dungeon. Harsh but true. Yulin wishes the new player good luck anyway as they head their separate ways. Alright, back to our MC. Yulin heads straight for the property center, looking determined as heck. He's thinking, okay, this dungeon, this is my chance to seriously power up. Inside the property center, who does Yulin find? A little old lady. But plot twist, she's actually a wrathful ghost running the whole place, giving off some serious spooky vibes. She's like, alright, I'm the supervisor here at the Far Shore Apartments property center. What do you need? Yulin just walks right past her, classic MC move right, and makes himself comfy. Then he just straight up declares, yo, I want that Far Shore membership. She's totally taken aback, like, huh? Excuse me, you gotta show me your contributions or maybe a recommendation letter first. Yulin just casually shrugs, nah, I'm not really feeling that method. And then, get this, he mentally pings his system for 150,000 nether tokens, pulling out 15 banknotes, and each one is worth 100,000. The supervisor totally scoffs at the seemingly thin stack at first. Like, is that it? But then, when Yulin unleashes the cash, the sheer yin energy from the money hits the room like a literal tidal wave, leaving everyone absolutely shook. Their jaws are on the floor. Wait, are these all 100,000 nether token banknotes? She screeches, mind blown. He calmly confirms, yep, that's 1.5 million nether tokens right there. That's like 10 times the usual membership fee. The bills literally whoosh over to the supervisor, and she's practically tripping over herself trying to catch all that cold, hard cash. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry for earlier, she blurts out. I didn't see the cash clearly. Yulin, smooth as butter, just says, nah, it's cool. Think of it as a little donation, my contribution to the Far Shore apartment. A donation? Your contribution? The supervisor screeches even louder, eyes wide as dinner plates. He leans in a bit, cool as a cucumber, and asks, so, is this enough for the membership? Meanwhile, the poor elderly receptionist is totally freaking out. She's stammering, well, I need to check with the director first. She grabs the phone, dials up her boss, and spills the tea. There's this new tenant, right? And he's gunning for Far Shore membership. But get this, he's not messing around. He's dropped a mind-blowing 1.5 million nether tokens as a contribution to seal the deal. The receptionist looks like she just saw a legit ghost, pun intended. She clarifies that each banknote in that stack is worth a whopping 100,000 nether tokens. Her face is practically screaming, is this for real? Still reeling, the receptionist turns to Yulin and tells him a director will personally handle his membership upgrade. Yulin just leans back thinking, man, that was way easier than I expected. Our guy's mind then drifts to some sweet lore he snagged from the forums. Nether token banknotes aren't just fancy paper, their value is tied to the sheer yin energy packed inside. A 100,000 token banknote, that's some serious high-level crafting, a super complex process with crazy limited circulation. No wonder the supervisor was like, yep, go for it, so fast, and a director is rolling out the red carpet. He's just musing. Huh, guess this kind of cash gets you noticed, huh? Suddenly, the door swings open with this dramatic creak, and in just strides this tall robed figure. It's the director himself. You can practically feel the authority radiating off him. The receptionist snaps to attention, announcing his arrival like it's a royal decree. The director cuts straight to the chase, locking eyes with Yu Lin, the one chasing Far Shore membership. Yu Lin, cool as a cucumber, just gives a casual nod. The receptionist, still totally starstruck by the cash, presents the stack to the director, whispering in pure awe, "These are legit 100,000 token banknotes." The director's eyes bug out as he inspects the money, clearly caught off guard by the sheer weight of that contribution. He leans in, super curious, and asks, "Okay, real talk, why are you dropping this kind of coin on Far Shore?" Yu Lin, smooth as silk, shrugs and lays it out. "It's an apartment complex, right? I live here, I've got the money, so I want the best setup. Some services are members only, so it just makes sense I'd want in. So yeah, is my contribution enough?" His logic is absolutely airtight. Director's impressed, admitting, "Dude, you're the first person to ever just snag membership with a straight-up donation. Respect." Right then, ding! His task to spend money just got updated. Sweet. Looks like the system counted the donation as part of the task. Yu Lin's grin just gets wider. He guessed the other tenants around here don't know how to live the high life. The director and the receptionist are straight up gobsmacked by his wealth, exchanging glances like they're dealing with some kind of living legend. The director hands Yu Lin this exclusive room card, explaining it's also his official ID. He's getting a swanky new room on the 26th floor too. No curfews, no cleaning rules, just one polite request: try not to disturb the neighbors. Yu Lin's like, "Awesome, so I can access floors 24 through 26 now?" The director nods and breaks down the rest. "Yep. Oh, and the 27th floor, that's directors only. The 28th is a members-only market for yin energy goodies and tools. And the 29th has this activity center with gambling, dueling, and some, let's just say, special services." The director adds that the revolving restaurant has reserved seating and exclusive dishes just for members. Excellent. Yu Lin practically vibrates with satisfaction. "Got any more questions, sir?" the director asks. Yu Lin pauses, letting the moment hang dramatically. Then he drops an absolute bombshell: is a Far Shore director position for sale. The receptionist lets out a dramatic gasp, like full-on K-drama style, and the director's eyes practically pop out of his head. "No, absolutely not," he blurts out, totally caught off guard. He explains there are over 100 Far Shore members, but only 13 directors. Climbing to that rank takes super rigorous, cutthroat tests. Yu Lin, always scheming, leans in with a sly grin. "But you oversee those tests, right? What if I made another contribution?" The director rubs his chin, clearly tempted by the offer. After a beat, he says, "All right, if you're serious about this, I'll need to discuss it with the other directors. I'll get back to you tomorrow." Yu Lin stands up, feeling pretty darn good about how far he's already come. He's thinking, getting to this point with just money, man, that's a heck of a start. He gives the director a cool nod, says, "Cool, I'll wait for the good news," and just struts out of there. The director watches him leave, his face a total mix of curiosity and calculation. He shakes Yu Lin's hand and Yu Lin leaves. "Phew, he's finally gone," the director mutters, like a literal elephant just left the room. The receptionist, still bewildered, wonders aloud, "Mr. 13, who is this guy?" The director admits he has no clue. Yu Lin's not a ghost, so he's probably one of those human game players they deal with. But his mind is going into overdrive. Those 1.5 million tokens and 100,000 denominations scream serious power. Crafting notes like that takes absolutely insane yin energy control. Whether he's a solo player or backed by some heavy hitters, Yu Lin is definitely not someone to mess with. The director's got a theory. Yu Lin's got big plans in this obscure ghost realm, maybe even targeting the Far Shore conference to recruit allies or just test the waters. I mean, our dude is actually just trying to survive, but hey, director can think what he wants. The director hops on the elevator. He's got to go discuss this wild development with the others. Meanwhile, Yu Lin heads back to his old digs on the 12th floor. Man, if he had known he'd be moving up so fast, he should have had his Far Shore loot sent straight to the new place. Suddenly, he feels something whoosh past him from behind. And oh man, 3 grotesque, snarling creatures are digging through his box of Far Shore goodies like it's their personal treasure chest. Yu Lin narrows his eyes. He's wondering, are these the guys Wild Saber warned me about? What in the world are they doing here? The ghost squad's huddled up, discussing about the box that showed up on the 12th floor. They can't believe it. Whoever bought all this clearly went full broke for the aesthetic. Excited and morally flexible, the purple-head ghost's ready to rob the box. No rules broken if no rules were spoken. He's acting like it's a free-for-all. No surveillance, no security, no stress. Little do they know, Yu Lin is already fully clued in. Yep, turns out they're just some super greedy little ghosts, nothing more. So Yulin steps out and confronts them right there in the hallway. One cold glare and a pointed question later, they're standing there like ghosts caught in the act. Literally. As expected, the purple-head ghost's still full of himself, acting like it's none of Yulin's business, even though it's literally his box. Yulin's not having it, pointing out, "You guys look like you're totally eyeing my stuff." They're floored. He's the tenant? A level 1 ghost commander? No way. The purple-haired ghost's eyes are doing something funky, flimsy, twitchy, definitely not a good sign. He tries to play tough again like, You think just saying it's yours makes it yours? What if I say it's mine, huh? His buddy chimes in, "Yeah, it's totally ours." They both shout, "Ours." Yulin figures with the security cameras right there, these guys wouldn't dare pull anything. And boom, the ghost minions are ready to bolt. Yulin just gives a classic smirk. Then check this out, he heads straight for the staircase too. The ghost minions are freaking out that he actually followed. They're like, why is he coming after us? Apparently they run this place. Too bad Yulin skipped the part where he's supposed to be shaking in his boots. Yulin just smirks and says he likes this place even more because there's no security, too much of a hassle otherwise. Yulin eyes the weapon like it's a butter knife. "What's that for? Peeling fruit for me?" The ghost's still flexing, warning Yulin that all that swagger won't mean much once his soul's in pieces. But Yulin just snaps his fingers, calling out, "Jiang," and boom. Jiang pops in looking absolutely ready to throw down. The mini-ghosts are beyond shocked. Jiang grabs his signature fiery soul-cutting blade. This thing looks dangerous. The purple-haired ghost, the one with the box cutter? He drops it immediately. He screams, "Boss, help." Jiang swings that blade. And yep, purple-haired ghost is instantly toast. The other ghosts? They try to book it. But Yulin just hits him with a smirk and asks, "Oh, you guys want to run now? How about you try my tool of yin energy first?" And whoosh, he unleashes this crazy yin energy blast. The ghost minions get caught right in the middle of it. Bam. They are absolutely taken down. One of them is screaming, "Let me go. My boss will kill you if you don't." The other is straight up begging, "Spare me. I was wrong. Please don't end me." Yulin just looks totally unimpressed, maybe a little annoyed, honestly. Then he turns to Jiang, all casual, "Hey buddy, how you liking that new kitchenware I hooked you up with?" Jiang is stoked. "Thanks for the meal, master. They've totally stolen my heart," he says, clearly loving it. Looks like some fresh ingredients just landed right on their doorstep so he can whip up another ghost dish. Yulin thinks back, last time he had ghost food it was out of necessity, you know? Jiang reassures him like, "Master, this stuff will totally boost your spiritual awareness, your spiritual force, and basically just crank up your overall strength stats." Yulin is like, "Okay, thanks in advance then." Jiang is hyped but a little bummed there are only 3 vengeful ghosts. Not enough for a huge feast, I guess. Yulin's all mysterious saying, "Not necessarily." And then a voice booms out. "Who's messing with my boys?" A huge ghost boss, like an absolute unit, shows up. Green body, spiked club, stomping onto the scene. One of the downed ghost minions is suddenly like, "Haha, our boss is here, you guys are finished." But Yulin? He just smirks again. And Jiang? He's already hyped. "Master, I'll be right back," he says, totally ready to throw hands. Or blades. Whatever. So, our bullies? Yeah, they find out our boy Yulin is actually the top dog, the boss of this whole mess. Meanwhile, Jiang is already hyped to whip up a feast for the master tonight. Yulin snagged 2 bottles of fancy wine and a bunch of other gourmet stuff, hoping Jiang can make some magic happen in the kitchen. Our boy knows they gotta bounce, but check it. The elevator lobby is just crammed with ghosts. No way they can risk exposing Jiang down there. Naturally, they take the stairs. But classic Jiang, he's a little extra large. Whoops, he just straight up punched a hole in the side of the building. Yulin's just thinking, yup, just another totally normal, super peaceful trip. They finally hit the gate for the members-only section, and Yulin is like, huh? He casually whips out and swipes his fancy member/room card. The guys are raving about the place, acting like kids in a candy store. Jiang figures there must be some serious powerful yin energy here, probably responsible for illegally expanding the dimensions of the place. They roll up to the door for room 2643 and you just hear this solid clunk as they enter. Inside, they peek out the window and... is that the actual ghost realm outside? He takes a hard look and sees it's messed up, cruel, and totally violent. Yep, that's the ghost realm for you. Even ghosts aren't safe here, they just become snacks for the bigger, stronger ones. He thinks about it. Man, compared to this chaos, those global menace dungeons with all their rules and regulations, those are basically human theme parks for players. Suddenly, Jiang announces, "Yo, master, food's ready." Yulin looks at the spread and it's a full-on feast. He throws a compliment Jiang's way, saying he must have been totally hiding his god-tier cooking skills back at the Underworld Inn. Jiang explains that the lady boss back there wasn't anything like Yulin. How could he ever go all out and show his true culinary power for her? He then pours some drinks. Plus, he's leveled up his cooking game big time because he got inspired, all thanks to those awesome kitchen utensils Yulin hooked him up with. Yulin waved it off. Forget the formalities. Let's eat. Later, the day wraps up with this cool moon-shaped smile in the sky. A notification appears there are 3 players left. Looks like Wild Saber and Mushroom Head are both doing all right. He then tells the system, all right, pop open the panel. Gotta check those sweet stats. Goals clear awareness at 50, force at 500. Time to grind. He recalls what the forums said about ghost commanders. Leveling up is usually a total pain, requiring massive effort, and the closer you get to that next level, the harder the bottleneck gets. While others have to risk their lives or suffer through harsh methods to progress, Yulin casually bypasses all that thanks to his limitless wealth and the powerhouse Jiang by his side. He had a little thought bubble moment. After messing around with it, it seems like materials I stash in the system storage don't expire or lose their energy. This means he can totally farm yin materials inside the Farshur apartment dungeon and haul them out, storing them long-term for later. That's a serious inventory and resource management hack. So he says, alright, better hit the top-up center first, and out the door he goes. In the hallway, he sees Wild Saber and his buddy. The big guy gives him a friendly greeting. Wild Saber, man, something good happened to you? You look totally pumped, Yulin asks. Wild Saber mentions that he and his friend found this crazy bug last night. A bug? So that grin? Yeah, it's the I just outsmarted the system kind curfew who? Yulin wonders internally if they've somehow figured out his whole membership thing because he definitely can't expose that. Wild Saber lets it slip. They landed a hush-hush night shift gig through the info center old man. Perks? A curfew pass, better pay, and fewer ghostly headaches. Win-win. The nerdy-looking guy chimes in, super proud, saying he already bagged 500 nether tokens. Yulin processes the info. Okay, it's not totally useless. At least now he knows some shops actually stay open when the sun goes down. Wild Saber's still bragging. Dude scored a half-busted yin tool for pocket change while clocking in. 300 nether tokens for C-grade vibes, steal of the undead century. So while these part-time jobs are officially just there so players can earn their room and board, they're turning out to be killer opportunities for the players. Yulin asks Wild Saber if he's heading back to Farshur preferred products again. He might have to ditch his own buying plans. Turns out they're clocking out for now, but plot twist, the manager's hooking them up with a better paying gig tonight. Level up incoming. Meanwhile, Yulin just smiles. Work a part-time job? Please, he could buy the whole shop and fire the ghosts for fun. But then again, maybe slumming it a bit could be a way to experience life. Time to hit the top-up center, ready to drop some serious money. Yulin walks up to the counter, chill as ever. Says he's a member now, big leagues. He wants to transfer his old cash pile to his brand new shiny card. The clerk, bro, is absolutely shook. Like, completely floored that this young guy is a member. The clerk asks if there's anything else he can do for our main character. Then, boom. He taps into that inner system energy and asks for 100 stacks of 10,000 NT banknotes. He's topping up 1 million nether tokens. The clerk just goes, sure on it. But then it hits him. 1 million? The clerk's like, oh crap, did I just say that out loud? Whoops, is Yulin gonna report him? Probably. But our MC, cool as a cucumber, just goes, alright, let's go, top me up now. He thinks to himself, vengeful ghosts? Please, barely a blip on the radar of real threats. Next up, he's off to Farshur preferred products. Yulin rolls in with a shopping cart. Already planning to buy everything? He hands the clerk his apartment card. The clerk instantly recognizes him. Wait, you're already a member, sir? He's amazed a young guy like Yulin is already balling out this hard. The clerk suggests the fancy rotating restaurant upstairs, says his cousin runs it, great vibe, top-tier food, but it's pricey. Yulin's response? Perfect MC energy. Expensive? Say no more. I'm in. The clerk offers a hookup, a discount through his cousin, but Yulin shuts it down. Nah man, discounts? That's for normies. Makes me look cheap. Okay, so the clerk decides to tell his cousin to roll out the red carpet and save the absolute best ingredients for Yulin. Now that's service. Yulin's already planning his dinner date with himself at the fancy place tonight. He heads to the elevator, punching the 26th floor button. He steps out, and bam, there's someone waiting. A woman standing right by the door asks, "Are you the tenant in room 2643, sir?" Yulin stops. Huh. She's looking for him? The woman introduces herself, Rower Bai, secretary to the 5th director of the Farshur conference. Fancy. Turns out the big shot directors want a meeting tonight to talk collabs. Yulin, cool again, says yeah, he's actually eating at the fancy restaurant tonight anyway. They can just do business there if they're cool with it. Bai asks him to hold on a sec, then pulls out a jade pendant and pumps some energy into it. Yulin's inner monologue, okay, that looks like some kind of a cool communication gadget, and poof. Looks like she just contacted someone. Bai confirms, the directors are totally down. They'll meet him at 10 o'clock tonight in the Red Moon private room. Yulin's like, sweet, no problem. Tell him I'm treating. Big feast incoming. Baller status confirmed. Meanwhile, Bai's probably thinking this kid's just got too much money and is getting arrogant. As the lady starts to leave, Yulin stops her. Wait up, Miss Bai. She turns back. Yeah, what's up? He just straight up asks about the jade pendant. How much is that thing? Lol, classic MC. She gets totally flustered, says it's not for sale. Then she suggests he hit up the entertainment spot on the 29th floor if he has special needs. Oh, she went there. Yulin's face shows his surprise. He quickly clarifies, I just meant the price of that jade communicator thingy. Misunderstanding much? Bai says the fifth director gave it to her and she actually doesn't know the value. In fact, Yulin can ask the director himself at the dinner tonight. Yulin's flustered now. Man, even in the ghost realm, beauty can cause problems. And even a super high moral guy like him can get totally misunderstood. But then he's got some places to go. Losing money at the tables, winning fights in the arena, games. There's so much to do for our hardworking MC. Plus, he's meeting 3 directors tonight. He figures it's smart to be totally prepped. Wen's getting called over by Wild Saber. But our guy's kinda spooked about working on the upper floors. Here's its sketchy territory up there. Wild Saber's like, bro, this is global menace. There's no safe zone here. You gotta grab every single chance to level up and get stronger. He says this part-time gig at Farshore apartment is a golden opportunity. And hey, if it goes well, maybe they won't even have to show up tomorrow. He tells Wen not to sweat it, says he's got his back, and they head on up. They hit the elevator button for the 32nd floor. Meanwhile, where's our boy Yulin? He's just chilling, playing some kind of high-stakes game, tossing cards around like he owns the place. His playmates note this is their first time seeing a game this intense, with stakes this high in the Farshore apartment. Apparently, the folks gambling here are super in the know. They're saying the Farshore conference is calling the shots at the apartment and they're a huge deal in the ghost realm. Yulin knows there are only 13 directors total and 3 of them are supposed to meet him tonight. So yeah, they must really rate him pretty highly. But honestly, whether they're big shot directors or not, Yulin doesn't even care. Dude's just looking for more ways to totally live his best life tonight. Anyway, dinner time is coming up. The ghost staff tells Yulin to take care and promises they'll hang out again next time. Bing! The elevator dings, reaching the 32nd floor. Yep, ghosts at the tables again. Just another normal day. The waiters stand in the corner motionless, like mannequins waiting for their next quest prompt. Wen's just hoping they can somehow make it through the night without everything going sideways. Then this customer who looks like, well, a literal skeleton, calls Wen over. Hey kid, pour me some wine, he says. Wen is shaking, holding the wine all nervously. Then the customer hits him with a question, are you human? Wen, totally panicking, sputters out a denial. This guy gets right up in Wen's face, saying he smells enticing. He smells like the steak. Suddenly, check this out. A snake pops out of the wine bottle. Wen totally freaks out, drops the bottle, and wine goes everywhere. The skeleton customer? Not happy. But then, Wild Saber swoops in. He comes over to help clean up the mess, totally apologizing for the clumsiness. Wen is just wondering if he was seeing things. He's thinking, man, if I'd messed up that customer's clothes, I'd probably be on the menu right now. Good thing Wild Saber had his back. But the customer is still absolutely furious. Don't think this is over. He knocked over my wine, so he has to make it up to me. He declares that he wants one of Wen's thighs as compensation. Wild Saber tries to calm things down, saying they'll pay for the wine, but they gotta follow the boss's rules. The skeleton's fuming, jaw clacking. But wait, what's that? Mood instantly hijacked. Alright, enter Yulin, strolling in with the lady assistant. Another staff's all bowing and scraping, saying it's a huge honor to have Yulin and the directors dining there tonight. Bai asks him to follow her to the super fancy Red Moon room. Yulin glances over and spots the whole mess with Wen and the skeleton customer. Wild Saber and Wen, shaken, stirred, and spiritually scrambled. Yulin immediately picks up that they're in deep trouble. He asks what the heck is going on, and the staff tries to play it cool, saying it's just a little accident. But he's like, nah, I got this. I'll go with you. The skeleton guy's still fuming at Wen, muttering that his limbs are so useless they might as well be appetizers. Yulin walks over to the scene and asks how much the wine cost, offering to pay up. The skeleton dude scoffs. A ghost below level 2, he spits. Who in the abyss do you think you are? How dare you even address me? Though, Yulin's not backing down. I mean, how did a foul-mouthed ghost like this even get a table here? Yulin just repeats his question, how much is the drink? Turns out, the Shadow Grape red wine is 600 nether tokens a bottle. He doesn't even flinch. He says, give me 10 bottles. The staff heads off to fetch the wine, while the ghost customer's still frozen, absolutely stunned by Yulin's wallet flex. The wine arrives. Okay, 10 bottles? That's a pretty sincere apology. Maybe I'll be generous and let them off the hook for this punk's sake. The hot-headed customer finally relents. Yulin's response? Apology? Don't flatter yourself. And what does he do? He picks up a bottle and smashes it right over the skeleton dude's head. Absolute Chad move. Everyone just freezes. Yulin really did that. Wen is totally freaking out, realizing Yulin just smacked a wrathful ghost. Wild Saber is totally hyped, super impressed that Yulin's like a total VIP here. Yulin just gives the downed ghost this ice-cold stare. The customer, looking rough, snarls, "You, go to heck." But then Yulin whips out some kind of spirit-binding technique, instantly trapping the ghost in glowing strands. Our guy focuses in. The ghost is struggling, but he's completely wrapped up now. Our MC gets ready for another technique, his fingers literally glowing with power. Caught so off guard, the ghost might as well have short-circuited mid-curse. Then, wham! Yulin blasts the ghost straight through the room. But wait, he's not done. He just casually starts yeeting wine bottles at him. Glass is just shattering as he keeps assaulting this ghost with wine. The restaurant staff are trying to figure out what to do, but Yulin is just getting warmed up. He even asks the waiters if they want to try. Wild Saber and Wen trade a glance, the kind that screams, "Yep, chaos is about to happen." Suddenly, they're all helping him beat the absolute tar out of the ghost with wine bottles. Now the poor customer is legit begging for mercy. But Yulin? Nah. He just walks right over the broken glass. "Okay," he says, ready to finish this guy off. He has that look, you know? That I'll make this quick look. And just like that, he finishes the ghost off. Wen is super grateful, saying Yulin totally saved him. Yulin's like, "Easy there, no need for all that fancy talk," telling them to just keep quiet. He thinks to himself, "Ugh, whatever, looks like they didn't get it." He apologizes to the staff for basically turning the place into a battlefield. The staff's thanking Yulin for getting rid of a problem. Now, there's a quick realization Yulin is definitely loaded, not just some simple guy. At this point, it's crystal clear Yulin's an absolute powerhouse. He didn't even use his full power, he used tools that harness yin energy instead. He's hiding his true strength. Turns out there are rules in the Ghost Realm's outer circle. People above the Ghost General level can't enter with their full power. Bai figures Yulin has to be a Ghost General. She thanks him for taking care of the ghost and insists he eat more later. They sit down and check out the menu. The prices are like 5,888 NT and 6,888 NT. As for Yulin, the food looks kinda basic, saying anything under 6 figures might seem a little mediocre. The staff gets the hint right away, saying they can hook him up with a new menu. As the discounts offered, Yulin frowns slightly, because true power means overpaying on purpose. No bargains here. He's going full VIP 18-course feast, 10-0, and just like that, our VIP is grinning like a cat in a cream factory. Then he asks about drinks, wanting the absolute fanciest stuff they have. The staff just stands there completely still, his face kinda weird. He offers a top-tier wine that was actually meant for his brother's wedding, but he's willing to sacrifice it for Yulin, suggesting a price of 100 grand. Yulin's response? "You got it." And he hands over his card. A screen pops up. Task 3 completed. The goal was to spend money on 3 transactions, and he couldn't raise the price himself. The reward? Loot. But wait, there's more. Task 4 pops up right after. Now he has to spend over 1 million nether tokens in front of 110 onlookers. Why? These tasks are getting absolutely ridiculous. Like he's an introvert, right? And it keeps forcing him to show off in public. Bai and Yulin lock eyes for a moment, and then she smiles, warm and knowing. In her head, she's doing the math. 1 meal, 200,000 NT. This guy must have major backing. Later, the directors finally arrive. It's Director 5, Director 9, and Director 13. Yulin stands up. Turns out, Director 9 and 13 are apparently way more powerful than the secretary we've seen before. And Director 5? She seems to be a super malevolent ghost on the same power level as Jiang. Boom! Yulin struts in and greets the directors at the table like a boss. He even introduces himself as the King of Hades. Can you believe the nerve? Predictably, the directors are not amused. What an arrogant dude, they are all thinking. Suddenly, our MC Yulin asks if they are planning to chow down in their fancy robes. Then one of the directors, all calm, says since he is treating them to a feast, they will at least show some respect in return. Yulin's surprised at the voice. And get this, it is a little girl calling the shots. A little girl. The other directors? Oh, they look super sketchy, man, like straight up undead ghouls or something. Yulin's brain is already going a mile a minute thinking, oh snap, Miss Bai is probably spilling all the tea about my restaurant flex right now. Yeah, they are definitely not taking him lightly after he just casually disposed of a wrathful ghost and threw around thousands of nether tokens like it was pocket change. This dude is probably a serious heavy hitter, like a human ghost commander taking direct orders from the Ghost King in the Ghost Realm's inner circle. Their whole Far Shore conference is some good ties with forces under other Ghost King's control. Looks like this King of Hades is basically trying to extend an olive branch of cooperation. Then the little girl starts grilling him like, "So since you have been sent here by your Ghost King to the outer circle, you must have done your homework on our Far Shore conference's influence here." Then she just drops it, "You looking to collab? Are you looking for a full-blown partnership with us?" Yulin's thinking, my Ghost King, what in the world is she even talking about? But also, dang, this kid is sharp. The little girl cuts right to the chase, no messing around. She is like, "Look, your stacks of cash and your insane power, we are very interested. But hold up, they need to have a little team meeting first, an internal discussion, you know?" So she asks if he is cool with a trial run while they figure things out. And Yulin? He is all in. "That is exactly what I was thinking," he says. He is ready to lay all his cards on the table like, "All right, what killer stuff can you offer and what do you need from your boy in return?" "Well, you must have picked our group because of our expertise in information and our nether token earnings, right?" she says. She goes on to explain that they control the other groups and human ghost commanders in the outer circle. It is all under them. The whole Far Shore apartment setup finally clicks in Yulin's brain. It is a money-making machine for real. And since all sorts of ghosts are always coming and going through this massive apartment, intel travels super fast to the Far Shore apartment's spies. Yulin's like, "You are right. I don't care about the nether tokens, but good intel is crucial for us." He leans in and smirks. Man, the outer circle is getting seriously interesting these days, hasn't it? The directors are all thinking, looks like he is here for that thing. Ooh, mysterious. Miss Five? Yeah, that is her name. Says she gets it, and a little bit of intel sharing won't hurt. But she adds, "Hey, in the outer circle we are pretty tied up with rules, just so you know." Yulin, smooth as ever, assures them, "Don't sweat it, I will totally provide backup when it is go time." The little girl is super relieved to hear him say that. Yulin's wondering, are all ghosts this trusting for real? Maybe it is just how things roll in the ghost realm, you know, with their rules and stuff. Then the little girl tells Miss Bai, "Go," and Miss Bai is like, "You got it." So, Miss Bai steps forward and offers something to Yulin. And bam, it is the official emblem of their Far Shore conference. This is huge. Whoever rocks this emblem can use all their businesses and mobilize every single one of their subordinates. Talk about a power-up. She then declares, loud and proud, "Starting today, you are an honorary director of the Far Shore conference." Right on cue, waiters roll in with a massive feast. They start pouring wine like it is a party. Yulin raises his glass. "To a pleasant collaboration, everyone. Cheers to that." Now, an honorary director, Yulin immediately asks Miss Five, "So, since I am part of the club now, are you gonna give me a way to contact the group?" He is staring at the jade necklace on Miss Bai's neck. Miss Five gets it, we think. Yulin, you have got a sharp eye. Ruer here, that is Miss Bai, is super good at handling all sorts of stuff, she declares with a knowing wink. No. That is not what Yulin meant. But she continues. "Since you are new to the outer circle and don't have a solid assistant yet, I will have Ruer help you out. She will make sure you stay connected with the conference, no problem." Yulin's probably thinking, "Man, I just wanted that jade thingy they mentioned, but hey, a free capable aid, I will take it. Gotta be polite, right?" The little girl then asks, "You got your contract tool on you?" And Yulin, smooth operator, says, "Absolutely," and whips out a freaking golden contract. This guy. Miss Bai then bites her finger. Blood drips. Super dramatic. The contract glows brightly once the deal's done. Yulin turns to Ruer and is like, "Looks like you will be with me from now on." Ruer finishes signing the contract and it reads, "Be at Yulin's command of my own free will, Ruer Bai." Boom. She is officially on Team Yulin. Outside, the blood-red moon gives off major ominous vibes over the apartments. Back at the Far Shore conference party, Yulin wraps things up with the directors. "Just let us know if you need any help," Miss Five says. "Same to for you," Yulin replies. Meanwhile, Director Five stands frozen, mentally piecing it all together. Looks like they're finally getting noticed by the big shots over at the inner circle. The other director, still scratching their head over why someone loaded would want a place like Far Shore. What's more humans are ending up in the ghost realm thanks to this game, and it looks like Yulin has somehow figured out how to basically reverse isekai into the human world. She figures his real goal is still under wraps, but his crew is probably gunning for the outer circle because of it. Okay, Yulin and his crew are now in his room. Inside, Ruer is being the absolute best and offers Yulin some tea. Yulin's internally reviewing stats, admitting that hers aren't quite on Jiang's level yet, but she's exactly what he needs right now. She's good at organizing things which he's not so good at. And he knows Ruer's loyalty is unquestionable because of that primo ghost contract. Ruer, bless her ghost heart, is thinking that sticking with Yulin is the only play. Big brain move right there. Alright, so Yulin hits up the system, mentally opening his status panel. Boom! Screen time. He's a level 2 ghost commander. To hit level 3, he needs 100 spiritual awareness and 1000 spiritual force. Our guy is hyped because that feast totally paid off. He's already halfway to level 3 just by going all out eating and drinking. The power boost at level 2 is insane. He can now legit just snap his fingers and squish ordinary lesser ghosts. Plus, he snagged a sweet reward from the task he just finished, soul restraining and soul crushing talismans. These things are going to deal massive damage to wrathful ghosts. Yulin is feeling it. The nether tokens are finally turning into straight-up battle power for him. Talk about a glow-up. Next day rolls around and the Farshur apartment dungeon is officially cleared. Yulin, Ruer, and Jiang walk out and back into Earth looking like they just went on a serious shopping spree, bags full of loot. Back on Earth, they pull up to this villa. Turns out, Yulin gave Ruer 10 million nether token the other day, but she only dropped 3 million on this place. She knew he wanted somewhere quiet and huge, so she found this villa. The previous owner committed suicide, so the price tanked because of the ghost rumors. But she checked it out herself and found 0 ghosts. Right, he actually forgot that ghosts are not a threat to them anymore. Yulin drops the ultimate praise. Well done. Ruer's all modest, saying she's just doing her job. But internally, she's shook. Miss Five back then treated her well, sure, but never gave her praise like this. She drops some intel. She's been gathering data. His next one, the 3rd dungeon, is the final rookie one. After this, he can team up with other players and officially step into the menace space, which is where the real game begins. Here's the kicker though. The survival rate for the 3rd dungeon is less than 30%. Yulin, being the Chad MC he is, declares he's not letting his guard down one bit. So he tells Jiang and Ruer they're going to be his sparring partners until then. Jiang's response? A simple, got it. Now, cue the training montage. Yulin is getting absolutely rocked by Jiang during sparring, like smacked so hard he's flying across the room. Bro is seriously grinding. We see his calendar and it's absolutely packed. Dude booked himself solid. Then the day arrives. We see a train blasting through a dark and stormy landscape. Global Menace. The dungeon title flashes train number 44. The goal, take the train and reach the final station. Yulin is in the dungeon now. He's on the train and thinking, 15 players this time, huh? He's already wondering how many are even going to make it out alive. A voice over the intercom announces, "Dear passengers, welcome to train number 44. Please abide by the rules and regulations within the train." Yulin's inner monologue is pure hype. Bring it on. Let's see just how treacherous this 3rd dungeon can get. Okay, so our crew hops on a train, headed for their next dungeon grind. But real quick, you can tell this isn't your normal train ride. The rules are laid. Keep it quiet, no skipping out on your ticket, and hold it until the train stops because this thing ain't waiting for anyone. Yulin gets it. Only 5 rules, sure, but this train ride's anything but chill. Out of nowhere, a voice cuts in. Do you know the rules or not? A dude's picking a fight with a wrathful ghost and she's not small. Honestly, do humans even have a survival instinct anymore? Yulin's baffled. Anyone skilled enough to get this far should know better. Why pick a fight with a powerful ghost? Unfazed, the ghost attendant insists on proper seating. The guy just shrugs, flashing his ticket like it's a free pass to do whatever. The stewardess just hits him back. You've got a ticket, sure, but it's only for 1 passenger. That ghost chilling at your feet though? Yeah, they don't have a ticket, she tells him. The passenger starts full-blown panicking. Oh crap, she must have seen me shaking down other people. The stewardess drops the hammer. Rules violators. Gotta get punished. The guy's getting desperate now. He even offers to buy a new ticket. But the she gives him a look. No more tickets for sale. The air crackles, energy swirling thick around. He's facing off with a wrathful ghost. This isn't looking good. She clamps onto his leg with a grip like iron. Her voice booms. Passengers without tickets must be expelled. But this guy's not going down without a fight. Crack. Lightning lights up the carriage and there goes his leg, sizzling and spinning into the darkness. Our MC Yulin is just sitting there like, okay, apparently even ghosts within people need tickets in this game. Without Zhang or Rower, it's just him and his gear. But honestly, that's still more than enough to handle a few angry spirits. The stewardess slams her foot down like a gavel. Time's up, she wants to see that ticket. Yulin plays it cool. So since there aren't any seats left on the train, that means I can't buy another ticket, right? Just double checking. She replies, yeah, all the budget seats you guys can actually afford, like the hard seats and hard sleepers, those are totally gone. The higher tier bunks and carriages, not cheap, minimum of 1,000 nether tokens. Yulin just thinks figures. Every ghost in this universe is obsessed with money. He just says, I see. The stewardess was ready for complaints or haggling. Instead, he nods like it's no big deal. Interesting. She walks off, problem solved for now. Suddenly, it's pure chaos. Dudes are yelling like, move it, seriously, and shut up. Then you got a ghoul asking, anybody need some fresh blood? Another one just clears his throat. Ahem. He locks eyes Yulin and the other players. Come on over, let's play some cards, he says. Another one chimes in. Yeah, cards. Seriously, you'd be dissing us if you don't play. The other passengers are freaking out, thinking, 3 maleficent ghosts. These poor humans are so screwed. Yulin smirks, amused. These clowns actually think they're a match? Bold of them. He asks them, alright, how much for 1 round? The ghost grins, just 10 nether tokens to play. No tokens? No problem, he'll take tools, blood, flesh, even their souls. Yulin just smirks. Alright, enough talk, let's do this. Yulin's arrogance hits like a full-force spirit slap. The ghosts weren't ready. Surprisingly, one ghost was vibing with it. Swagger that's strong, respect. The 2 humans look like they're about to pass out, annoying the ghosts who clearly expected braver prey. It's just tokens on the line, right? As panic spreads, Yulin's unbothered energy hits like a flex. They're silently screaming, he's casually brave. The ghost starts shuffling the cards. Yulin draws his hand. One glance at her scowl and it's clear, the girl got a bad hand. The guy, practically glowing with smug satisfaction. Smirks spread across the ghosts' faces, they clearly think the game's already in the bag. One of the ghosts calls it, alright, show those cards. Yulin and the crew are stuck in this ghostly card game and let's just say, luck's playing favorites. Even the spooky dudes know greatness when they see it, one of the guys got them buzzing. But alas, the ghosts lay down their cards, absolute monsters. Yep, looks like these creepy ghosts are just messing with them, playing mind games. The ghost demands the money and he wants it right now. The other ghosts are absolutely loving it, calling him lucky and hyping him up to take the winnings. One of the human dudes rakes in the cash, then the first ghost turns to the girl and demands the rest of the money, barking, where's yours? Uh-oh, the girl is 5 nether tokens short. Things are escalating incredibly fast as the ghost just snatches her fingers. Man, she screams, but wait, Yulin is quick. He shoves an apple in her mouth to shut her up, warning her not to attract the stewardess, because seriously, the consequences will be unimaginable. The ghost reminded her, tokens weren't the only currency. Blood or flesh would do. Yikes. Then they turn their attention and call out Yulin. But our MC isn't backing down. No way. Yulin fires back, trying to suppress me with yin force. Huh? You guys are seriously asking for trouble. And just like that, huge bursts of energy radiate off him. Cue ghostly panic. Turns out the scary aura isn't from the train staff, it's from Yulin and they just poked the wrong VIP. The girl thanks Yulin for the apple, which apparently restores blood and yin. Hold up. Yulin just casually offers the ghost the smallest bill he has and asks if they can break it. Unsure whether to take the offer or not, the ghastly creatures treat the cash like chips at a buffet, just leave it, we'll circle back. One of them finally connects the dots. Yep, that spooky pressure came from Yulin's tool. Still, he scoffs. Just a level 2 commander? What a clown. The orange-haired ghost's eyes gleam. He's dead set on turning Yulin into a dried-up raisin no matter what. One of the ghosts pipes up saying betting just 10 NT is totally lame. So the ghosts decide to up the ante to 100 NT per round, figure it'll save them the trouble of making change anyway. Yulin just agrees. Meanwhile, he declares these other 2 are way too broke for this. Yulin just tells them to get lost. The girl thanks him again. Now, it's just Yulin facing off against the ghosts. Alright, round 2. The ghost takes the deck and shuffles it like a boss. Yulin gets his new hand. He takes one look and immediately sees what's up. He drops the bomb saying that 100 NT per round is still too little. One of the ghosts is like, whoa, are you thinking of quitting? Don't be a killjoy. But without flinching, our main guy raises his stakes like a true boss, up to 1,000. The table fell silent. 1,000 NT wasn't just bold, it was insane. The ghost stiffened. What kind of trump card did he have to wager that much? Didn't matter how rich he was facing all 3? Risky. Meanwhile, the ghost squad is having a little huddle. They think something's wrong with our guy. They flinch at the price, but a warning's clear, no fear allowed. They wave Yulin off. Deal with 100 NT before dreaming bigger. Yulin, cool as a cucumber, just goes, alright, chill, we'll play a small round. He reassures them, don't worry about me dipping out, I'm totally here for a good time. Orange Ghost is over the moon, thinking he's about to take Yulin to the cleaners. He starts pumping his yin force into the cards, planning to totally rig the game, changing the points and suits like it's nothing. He's so confident, thinking there's no way Yulin can win, even if he does notice something fishy. But Yulin's already picking up on it. He detects this ownerless tool using yin energy. He figures out the cards can change, but the ghost connection to aim isn't super strong. And here's the shocker, this deck isn't locked down as an exclusive tool. This is huge. It means the cards listen to whoever's got the bigger yin force. Oh snap, time for the showdown. Reveal those cards. Yulin's got a plan. He calls out to Jiang. Jiang's on it, instantly responding. Remember that insane ghost contract? It lets Yulin tap into Jiang's god-tier yin force. And get this right now. He can use 1/10 of Jiang's yin force. That's 36,900. Okay, his own spiritual force is just 825 right now, but that can totally grow with practice. Still, he's powering up, channeling that monster yin force right into those cards. The other ghosts are straight up shook by Yulin's power level. One of them is bugging out, saying, he can't be just a level 2 ghost commander, no way. Time to reveal the hands. The orange ghost is losing his mind. His yin force got completely overwritten. He stares at his pathetic hand, a measly pair of 2s. These are not the cards I stacked. The other ghosts are speechless. Yulin, with that classic MC smirk, is like, ah, dude didn't get a good hand. Then bam, he slaps down his cards, a 9 high straight. The ghosts are absolutely clueless. How in the world did he change their cards? They're guessing he used some kind of sneaky temporary yin force buff to snatch the win. The orange ghost is grumbling, chalking it up to luck, but still thinking he can totally win it back. Meanwhile, the other ghosts are actually kinda impressed by Yulin's skills. He casually snags the win. Then he's back at him, so you guys still up for the 100 NT dollar rounds? The orange ghost is dumb enough to think Yulin's little secret technique is about to wear off. He's totally convinced he can get his money back. The other ghosts are just watching, probably thinking, yep, he's totally screwed. They're still underestimating Yulin, this mere level 2 ghost commander, so the next round kicks off. Orange ghost tries his little card-changing trick again, still thinking he's got this, but then he's completely shocked. His yin force, it's been erased? Meanwhile, Yulin is practically glowing with power now. The orange ghost is utterly bewildered. He shouts, how can this guy have this much yin force? That's a wrap on this recap. Hit that subscribe button to help us keep pumping out awesome content. Catch you in the next one.